What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Jab Queen Boxing, and we are live and uncensored, baby. So I'm sure you saw the thumbnail by now. If it's too small, I gotta adjust some stuff. I'm still getting the hang of all this. But anyway, today I just have some questions, right? And maybe by the end of this live stream, we will have some answers to my questions. Right. So the first question is, does Shakur really want to fight Gervonta Tank Davis? Right. Where does Devin Haney go from here? And what in the hell are we going to do about Teofimolopez? So let's get into it, right? The first question, does Shakur really want to fight Tank? So I'm not sure how many of you saw his recent interview with the Breakfast Club and some other little quick interviews he's done and just kind of following, some of the moves that he's been making. So it's a question, and I really just want people to consider, and I know, a lot of his fans will say, oh, he's been calling him out. He has. It's on Tank. Tank's the A side. So then I have another question then. So, and here's like a controversial question. When his team reached out to Shakur, right? Asked if you wanted to fight. You guys said yes. You claim you didn't hear back. Why didn't you guys circle the block? I mean, it is the biggest fight of your career, right? I mean, now on your Breakfast Club interview, you publicly stated, Tank has publicly stated, he really doesn't rock with Eddie Hearn. He's a snake in the suit is what he called him. He also expressed his dislike for Turkey and how he does things within the sport. So then I guess my question is, why would you align yourself with two people that Tank, the A side, shows no interest in working with, right? Like, if Tank is the A side, do you think you can tell him who he needs to make a fight under? I mean, you said on the Breakfast Club interview, Tank needs to get down with Turkey. But Shakur, honestly, you would be the only one benefiting from that. Like, Gervonta doesn't need Turkey to make money, right? He doesn't really need Turkey to be on a big stage. These are all things that he already possesses. I mean, I guess I'm asking, what negotiating leverage, right, do you really think that you possess realistically, right? And I'm really genuinely asking. I mean, Tank is going to main event with or without you, right? Like, going into July, this will be your second undercard? So, I mean, now look, I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, his accolades, his accomplishments, and all of that, right? But if that mattered so much, why is he not on pay-per-view, guys? Why? Is he so high on himself that he's missing opportunities, is my question. Because it just appears that when he has the chance to put like a marquee name on his resume, it's always some sort of like drama surrounding it. Like, even going back to, the issue that he had with Devin, the 75-25, what I read was like maybe like a second or third offer. Now, we'll get into the Haneys. We're going to get into them. But I just don't understand why you wouldn't take the opportunity, right? Because even up until that point, like, his career was on a great trajectory, and then he decided to leave Top Rank for whatever reasons. They were playing with him over at Top Rank. Let's be clear about that. But the opportunities is what I'm asking about, right? Like, so when you have the opportunity to fight Devin, you're saying the money wasn't right. Cool. But what about the opportunity to put a Devin Haney on your resume? What about that opportunity? You missed it because you're worrying about how much you're going to get up front. right? The same thing that could go into, let's say, the phone call or whatever the case may be. No, you weren't sent an offer. No, they didn't provide you a contract. Right. But anybody who knows business knows you don't just send a contract right away. You have to agree to some sort of terms. And if the terms aren't agreed upon, why waste the paper? It just doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, and then it has to go a little deeper, right? Like, so what fights has he taken that would prepare him for a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis? I'll wait. Because, I mean, signing with Eddie Hearn when you were a free agent and then continuing to call out Gervonta Tank Davis just doesn't make any sense to me. You could have signed with the PBC real quick, one fight deal style, and then go on to sign with Eddie Hearn if that's what you really wanted to do. So that's why my question is, do you really want to fight him? Because another opportunity missed when you were provided the opportunity to take a fight. Now, I mean, we can even go back to Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya. Sometimes you got to take less to gain more. And it just appears to me. And then now, like I said, you're going to be on your second undercard. When will you get that opportunity again to put a big name on your resume that would possibly have you as the headline event? A place where you can showcase the skills that you claim you have. Now, I'm not going to say you're not defensively responsible, because you are. But there's a lot of questions going into this Zepeda fight that I have, and that will hopefully be answered on July 12th. That, you know, we'll say, okay, maybe he is ready for Tank, or I'm not so sure. But up until this point, I can't say any of those questions were answered. Like when you fought De Los Santos, I mean, both of y'all looked a little scared in that ring, if I'm being honest. And then you didn't go back and fight him again after you said your hand was hurt, your stomach hurt, whatever the case may be. You didn't go back and really stamp that. You just left that lingering in the air, you know? So, I mean, I hear you. I hear you. You want to fight him. You want to fight him. He won't fight me. Tank got to send a contract. Tank got to... I hear all of that. But the moves that you're making, do they align with what you're saying is the question. That's my question. I just want to know if y'all think he really wants to fight him. Because me personally, I'm not so sure he does. I'm just not so sure. I'm not convinced that the way he's moving says to me, I want to fight this guy. In fact, it appears that you may be moving in the completely different direction. And that's cool too. But just be honest. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like you're not being honest. And that's, I think, the biggest problem that I'm having. You know, so I mean that's just where I'm coming from on that. And you know, when I open up the panel, y'all can come up and let me know how y'all feel. It is what it is. It ain't nothing but a conversation. But those are just some things that I'm always thinking about. Like, because not all the time is what people say, is how they move, right? Like, you can't tell me you want to lose 40, 50 pounds by the summertime, but every time I see you, you eating a fucking cheeseburger and french fries. It's like, yo, your actions aren't matching your words. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just something to consider. And now we're gonna, Lord help me. Now we're gonna get into the Haneys, right? We all know the antics that Bill portrays, and we know the games that he plays, and we're all sick of it, I'm sure. I know I'm sick of it. And yes, he is Devin's father. He has gotten him to this point in his career. Slithering snake be damned. You know what I'm saying? But I got a question. Where do y'all go from here, Bill and Devin? Are you going to suck yourself back down to 140? Or are you going to go and play with the big boys at 147? Which one is it? Or are we creating our own weight class, the Devin Haney weight class, 144? Because, I mean, y'all gave Ryan Garcia so much shit about coming in the ring at a catch weight 143, but now you doing bouts at 144. And then when you got on the scale, you made sure you turned it off before you stood on it, which tells me you weigh way more than that. But look, these are just questions. If y'all got some answers, I am open to them. But I really want to know, where does Devin go from here? You didn't even completely fight at a full 147. You went there looking shell shocked. And that's another thing. Like, y'all run around here, the only reason that Ryan whooped your ass was because he was on Osterine. Well, you sure didn't fight like it. Because I'm not going to fight the next man the same way I just fought this man if I know for a fact that the only reason this man whooped my ass was because I cheated him. No, I'm not. Now, I will say this. Neither one of those punching powers impressed me, him or Jose Ramirez. And Bill live on BoxRec. This is where they get most of their, senior citizen opponents from the senior citizen department of BoxRec. So he knows damn well the Jose Ramirez punching power is not there. But psychologically, neither is your son. I mean, Devin looks scared to death to get hit. So that's something that he's really going to have to work on. But the question then becomes, where do you work on it? At 140? Where you're sunken down, which maybe you're not even your strongest. You're going in there looking like Thriller again. Or are you going to go completely to 147? And them boys at 147 is punching. You know what I'm saying? You barely... Devin, you don't have the man strength, and I don't know when you're going to get it. Everybody keeps saying you getting it. I'm going to be waiting on it, I guess, until you retire for you to inherit your man strength. I don't know where you're going to get it from, but please come on with it already. But you don't have enough power to keep them boys at 147 off you. You barely had enough to keep Lomachenko off your ass. That was a controversial win, if I'm being honest. And you was weight bullying then. So it just appears to me that Devin is stuck in between a rock and a hard place. And I want to know, where the hell do you go? I mean, where will your next fight be? 140, 147? And I guarantee you, if he goes to 147, he is going to be fighting low-hanging fruit, because he ain't going up there with them thumpers. Brian Norman Jr., Boots, and Mario Barth. He ain't going up there. Are you crazy? If he goes up there, I will be shocked. The best thing for him to do would be to try and fight maybe Teo, or I'm not even sure he wants to get in there with Rolly, because Rolly's another big puncher. He needs to stay away from big punches at least for his next 2 fights, just so that he can get the rust of the shell shock off him. And again, maybe it was the fact that he had been out of the ring for over a year. But again, this is your own doing. Nobody told you to stay out the ring that damn long. Okay, you got your ass whooped. Plenty of boxers get their ass whooped, and we all see it. But that tells me you really don't got that much dog in you. Not the dog that your father wants us to believe that you have. So again, where do you go from here? You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. I just want some answers. I told y'all I be laying around thinking about this stuff, especially when I see Bill and his foolishness all over the goddamn YouTube, just acting like his son is the biggest dog in the yard. Man, that motherfucker is the chihuahua in the window. Stop it, Bill. Stop it. It's absolutely ridiculous the way that he runs around here trying to promote his son. The foolishness with Jose Ramirez being hospitalized or in the back of the ambulance. No, it was that janky-ass promoter card that Turkey put on. Y'all couldn't even get back to y'all hotel rooms. You all had to get checked out in the ambulance. Now, whether you declined it or accepted it, that's completely on y'all. But let's not make it seem as if you did some sort of damage to Ramirez, because from where the hell I was sitting, y'all barely wanted to touch each other. Like y'all was running around, somebody had the cooties or somebody had COVID. Y'all barely wanted to touch each other. So I'm just not impressed. And I'm concerned that he is running out of options. And I would love for somebody to let me know what they think his next move is going to be. Whether it be 140, it cannot be 147. That's like almost virtually impossible. Unless Bill is aiming for his son to get his ass whooped, I personally would not recommend him going up there. So I just don't know, y'all. I'm gonna need some help figuring this stuff all out. And then what are we going to do with this racist bell pepper nose mother bleep Teofimolopez? Teofimo, he reminds me of, y'all ever had that person in school that, you know what I'm saying, you just couldn't stand them? Like, okay, like if you a girl, right, you know that little nappy dirty head boy that used to always like pinch your butt, and he was like musty and stank, and you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna get somebody to F him up, but you knew he could fight, so you'll be like really trying to think to yourself, like, who can I get to beat his ass? And like for the guys, like, you know, the nigga that used to like push you around if you was smaller than him. He used to be like, man, stop, you know, I'm gonna get my brother, but you're not quite sure your brother could do it. Like, that's what I be really thinking about Teo. And I don't want to say Boots, because I feel like that's like everybody just expects Boots to annihilate him. And I do too. And I don't believe Teo got the balls to fight Boots. That, you know, they'll call these guys out, but they don't make moves in those directions. So I really don't pay them no mind. And, you know, I asked this before and somebody said, oh, Keyshawn. And although I think Keyshawn will fight him, I'm not sure Keyshawn got enough thump to really do what I need him to do. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I need to see that motherfucker laid out. Like, I am sick of Teofimolopez. And then you go on his IG story, or he was live or whatever, and he was lying, told me he said liquor, he didn't say the N-E, you know, the hard ER. Teo, shut the hell up, we heard you. Nobody's stupid. You know, we all heard what you said. Don't try to backpedal now, because apparently they're having some sort of meeting about him or some foolishness. But at the end of the day, I want to know who y'all think we can get. Who can we get to beat up our racist bully? You know what I'm saying? Like, who can we really feel comfortable saying is gonna whoop Teo ass? And who and how quickly can we get this done? Because I am tired of the racist bullshit, the throwing the rocks high in his hands. Then you want to talk about something. Did you hear what he said about my dad? He called my dad a drunk. Well, if your father sleep outside the liquor store, Teofimo, he's a damn drunk. Okay? Like, come on, man. Stop with the games. I seen your father on stage looking like Grandpa Gangster with the shades on and the hat and all. Like, come on with all of these antics. You sitting up there looking like Hannibal Lecter. Like, come on. Stop, y'all. Y'all making boxing real tacky. I just don't. I don't know. I got some questions, and we're gonna have to figure this whole mess out. I mean, after Zepeda, Shakur is, I'm sure, gonna ramp up his Tank call out again. But if you don't get to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna retire with him? Like, what I mean, seriously, if Tank go on his IG or his X today and say, you know what, I am completely done with boxing. I've had enough. It is what it is. What are you gonna do about your career? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. I want to know, why does your career hinge on what another man does? And I get it. You have to put marquee names on your resume in order for you to pop. But listen, he's not the only person you can fight. And Shakur looked like he could go up to 140. I don't know why the hell ain't nobody calling for him to go to 140. Is it because we know he ain't got no punching power either? But that ain't fair. Why the hell does everything rest on Gervonta Tank Davis's back? But then y'all want to kick him in his back, shit on his resume, but then want to fight everybody on his resume. You're calling him out like y'all got Tank Tourette's. It just makes no sense to me. Everybody is shitting on this man at the same time, calling him out at the same time, playing down his opponents at the same time, trying to fight him. Y'all got to make up y'all mind. That's why Tank don't go on his goddamn social media. If I was him, I don't blame him. No matter what conversation we have, and it always leads back to him. All roads lead to Tank. Why, if he is a hype job? Why? Just, I don't know, yo. I just got a couple questions, and hopefully, you know, I don't know, man. It's a lot going on that I'm trying to figure out. And I just want to know, what are we going to do about some of these situations? Like I said, if he don't get to fight Gervonta, what is he going to do? Where does Devin go from here? Where is he going to go? Are you going to go play with the big boys? Possibly, possibly not. You're going to go back down to 140. And I suspect that he should have been his big ass out of 140. He should have been from 135. The only one to admit that was Rolly. None of them boys had any business out there. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't, I don't know. Y'all gotta help me out. I'm gonna drop the link. Somebody come up here and provide me some sort of answers to these questions I got. And let's go from there. Ooh, she got a headache. I just really want to know. I want to know what these people are going to do besides worry about things. And then the smoke and mirrors shit that Bill and Devin got going on is like, but we used to Bill and his nonsense that's not doing his son any good with his shenanigans. I mean, like I said, all press ain't good press. You know? I mean, you may think you just keeping your son's name a buzz, but we looking at him like he's a clown. We're irritated with you and him because he allows you to continue this foolishness. You participate in it with him. Y'all run around here like, I just don't know, man. Y'all, Bill, your son is not tough. We saw that Friday. I mean, we been knew that, but we saw that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. I want to know. And then I'm not sure if y'all seen what Shane said. He obviously was displeased with whatever side plan Bill and Devin had going on. You know, I mean, you continue to bring all these men into your camp, but for what? You obviously aren't utilizing anything that they're teaching your son. You bringing them in there for what? Just to sit up there and look at you? I mean, it just don't make no sense. It makes no sense. I don't understand what it is that they got going on. I don't know. I don't know, man. I would love to see what his plans are moving forward. And I mean, I'm sure they're going to ride this wave for a moment, but you know, just as it stands right now, we're not interested. 2 cents. What is up?
What up, Jab Queen Boxing in the building? Y'all make sure y'all push that like and subscribe button.
You sound like you got a cold. You okay?
Yeah, I'm a little under the weather.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Resting
just
up
had
in
some
there.
questions. It's just Jesus, man. I don't know what they gonna do with they self. Um, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and we all watched that interview that Shakur did. It's just, I don't know.
I don't
I
know. It just
just,
seems like our young star African American fighters, greed and jealousy has taken them on a whole different route. I feel like. Um, I promise every time I watch a fight, that Riyadh season Friday night card pisses me off every time I watch a fight.
I'm telling you, last night's card was better. I'm like, yo, these guys, I don't know. His fighter, Devin's fighter, who also fought, I think he fought last night too on that Lubin card. He fight, you know what I'm saying, less scared than Devin do. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if the only reason that you feel Ryan cheated you was because he was an Austrian, then why are you not performing that way? You performing like you scared to get hit by a nigga who's punching power not even all of that. What Ramirez got like 30% knockout or some shit? Like he's really no threat to you. So
I'm really more upset with the fans though.
his
That's
fans, well, they're
kind of
insane. So
champion this behavior. Like, just say that he got some things that he still needs to work on, and we was glad he was able to get the victory. Don't act like, oh, Tank fans just hating and Tank fan. No, everybody's seen that performance was not up to par, and that Devin could have did more in that fight, and he didn't. And nobody hate that. They just hate Devin. Like all that kind of talk people try to do to emotionally manipulate you out of your opinion. Don't let people do that to you. Devin could have
yeah,
fought better.
I'm definitely I don't give a damn about people saying. I just have my these questions because we all. I mean, And like I said, Devin, he has never razzle dazzled me, to be honest. But I have been like, oh, all right, Devin, I see you. You know what I'm saying? His jab and certain things. But all of that bicycle activity, call it lateral movement all you want to. All that bicycle activity, that's not it. That's not it. And I don't know how they plan on ever being a main event unless they're comfortable being undercard shorties, you know what I'm saying, side chicks, or for the rest of their life. They have to step it up. They just have to. I mean, nowadays, people want to see action, especially if you're going to charge them. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a free fighter all your life, then if I ain't doing nothing and ain't nothing else on, I'll tune in and give you a little look. But if you plan on charging me, oh, you got to come with it.
Do you ever see Devin or Shakur being main event fighters again? I mean, on their own, like they're the main event, not like they got a big fight with Tank or something like that.
Ugh. Honestly, it depends on who they're fighting. But even with that, I would say no, because it's going to hinge on their fighting style. That's what I mean. Like, they don't scream main event fighters to me. And that's not to say that they're not good. That's not to say that they're not, you know what I'm saying, good boxers. They just don't have that star quality to me. Even if they're fighting someone else, it's going to have to be the someone else is going to be the A side. I can't see them being the A side and, packing out a stadium or
Well, I think the
packing out
Shakur
an arena.
Stevenson situation is highlighting exactly what you're saying. I think that people should
Yeah.
be outraged that they're telling. When I say outraged, I'm just saying the sentiment should be different. That they're telling Shakur Stevenson that he's going to be treated like the main event, but he's not the main event. I feel like that's pandering and you playing in my face. Like, well, how is this okay to people? That's just like, I'm gonna treat you like my wife, but I'm gonna marry this woman over here.
That's what I'm saying. If they comfortable being side chicks for the rest of their life, then that is what it is. But main events, nah, yo. I just don't see it. And I ain't even trying to be funny. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? Like I and even like you said with that, with Shakur being the undercard, but we gonna pretend like you're the main event. I think that's more or less to get him to shut up because of his public outburst than anything else. Because they really don't care how you feel. Because if they did, they'd have tried to make you a main event. Like, yo, you're on Belanga's undercard in New York. New Jersey is literally 20 minutes from where you guys are going to be fighting. You can do something in Newark. I mean, but the last two fights, it showed that your viewership went down or whatever. It was 12,000, then it went down to 8,000. So it's obvious you're losing touch with your fans or you're losing fans. So I just don't know. I just really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, he should be outraged. He should be upset. His fans should be upset. But instead, they're just taking it and they're putting it all on Tank. Like Tank got to bring him out the goddamn, bring him from under the bed or something to put the spotlight on him. But if your man's is who you say your man's is, shouldn't the spotlight already be on him?
Yeah, it should already be on him, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and this is the thing too. Another point that I want to actually or kind of bring to your attention, right? You have all these fighters that everybody was like, oh, they deserve this and they deserve that and they deserve this. And I think what Turkey is proving is that you get what you deserve. Y'all getting all this money and all this quote unquote overpayment for these fights, but your performances are getting worse. How is that? If Shakur Stevenson deserved to be the main event, he would be the main event. He wouldn't be treated like the main event and not the main event. Like y'all are coddling them. Y'all are manufacturing these things and the fans aren't buying it. The market determines what's what, not niggas sitting on YouTube. And the market has determined that you ain't good enough to be no main event.
Basically. But like I said, Turkey, I originally I'm like, yo, Turkey is a lick, which he is. But it appears to me that even with him being a damn lick, he can see the writing on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, they ain't bringing back as much money as I'm spending, which goes to the point that you made previously on your show. He care about money. Money Brown was good. He cares about
What up,
money
Wayne?
because if he didn't, then you know what I'm saying. Like you said, all of these guys would be main event fighters. He wouldn't be stacking these cards so much and trying to get viewership, trying to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not adding up. It's not adding up. What's going on, Money Brown? How you doing today?
What up, Money Brown?
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
We can't hear
how
you,
y'all doing,
Wendy.
Queen? How y'all doing? Happy Mother's
We
How's
Day
it
to
going?
y'all.
good. Oh, thank you, thank you. What's up with it?
Chilling, chilling, can't complain.
Okay.
Just listen to you cook one come up here, try to answer some of them questions you put out there, see if I
Oh
can
well,
help
I would
out.
love
You
that.
know,
Let me get my pen, honey.
see if I
Go
can help
ahead.
out.
Okay,
Yeah, I
I'm
like
listening.
and like a lot of shit you say, I agree with. Like you on point with everything you're saying and the question that you're answering. But you also got to play devil advocates a little bit too. Like when we looking at Shakur Stevenson, when you say, the opportunity, I agree. Sometimes me and Keon had the same conversation where you say either you like it's an opportunity or at the same time you're calling his bluff. So if it's real, if the offer is real or if they bullshit, it's going to show. It's going to show if they really want to fight you or not. Whether you say, you know what, fuck it, I'll take the 25%, right? Now if they drop it, oh no, you know what, we don't want to give you 25. If they go anywhere else, it's bull crap, and you call they bluff. But I look at it as much as people try to downplay Shakur Stevenson, and if the business that be is telling you deserve more than 25%, and you know you deserve more than 25% because you're going to get more, they know you're going to get more. Why turn down your money just to say, okay, I'm gonna get an opportunity, right? When you know if we're going to fight, y'all telling me we're going to fight, and it ain't like I'm telling you I want 50-50, but I'm telling you I want more than 25%, and I deserve more than 25%. If they still bullshit you around, nobody can get mad at you for saying, man, I'm not accepting 25% when I deserve more. Because you or 2 Cent Boxing, me and nobody else. If you deserve more, you're not going to turn that money down. You're not going to go up there and say, well, I want this. When it's like, okay, well, it's going to be what it's going to be. Because ain't nobody leaving no money on the table. You got to be a damn fool to leave money on the table. So I look at it
Now,
as the hold
go
on, let me
ahead.
finish. I look at it as the fact that if they really wanted to fight, they would have, because I don't think they really wanted to fight. Having the conversation that we had with Bill Haney and things of that nature, I think it was a cop out for us. They knew they couldn't make the weight no more, which I felt like they should have just came out and said we can't make the weight. You know what I mean? And we going up to 140. We did everything we had to do at 35. I would have agreed with that because I kind of agree with that statement because they really did. But to sit up there and the low baller man, knowing he's worked more, you feel me? I understand all the antics people saying he pulled with the bottles and the little thing and all that. I get all that. But when we sitting down at the table, we really getting serious about the fight, because that's when everything matters. I don't care about all the antics and all that shit. That's when everything matters. So if we go sit down and we really want to fight this dude, and the powers that be saying, oh, if it go to purse bid, he's going to get at least 40 or could be 50-50, then you have a right to say, okay, well, you don't want 25, let's sit down and negotiate a better number. And then if they say, you know what, this is it, this is a flat fee, or we just dropping the belts and we leaving, then, that says a lot to me. But go ahead, Quinn.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure you're talking about the Devin situation first, right? Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking about? Because
yeah,
that's what I was talking about. Okay, I just
yeah, the
wanted to make
Devin
sure we was
situation.
talking about the same.
Yeah,
We was talking about
yeah.
the same thing.
Nah,
And
Devin.
yeah, okay. So I mean, even with that, right? Like, and then you say, he's worth more, but like, how do you determine if you're worth more if that's your biggest fight to date? How can you say you're worth more?
Because the power that be already put it on the table. You
Put
feel
what
me?
on the table?
That if it goes to purse bid, that he's going to get 40% or close to 50-50%. Like that's documented. That's already documented. Bill know it's documented. That's why they coming to Shakur talking about, oh, it's just a 25 flat fee. And they knew, like, okay, so Shakur letting them know, like, bro, if be realistic. Like y'all talking about 25% flat fee. No, bro. When I can get more than that if we go to purse bid. You know what I mean? Purse bid said it all already. So they came back, no, it's a 25% flat fee. And they knew that, listen, if this fight go to purse bid, we don't have to stay here. We can drop the belts and we can go up. Because Bill been saying that whole year, even before the Cambosis 2 fight, oh, is Cambosis obligated to fight us, or is obligated to fight for the belts? You know what I mean? So he already put it out there. Listen, we'll drop these belts at any time, and we free from any fight, which is true, right? But it just letting you know that they try to use the belts to negotiate and hold people hostage as well. And in this boxing game, we know like you can. It ain't us promising the ring. Shakur could have went in that ring and got his ass whooped by Devin. He could have went in that ring and lost. And now your ass took a loss. It's a double whammy now. You had an opportunity, you lost, and you lost on the money side. So everything got to add up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's chess, not checkers. Everything got to add up perfect for these dudes. This shit ain't no game. You know what I mean? Yes, we fans, we looking at it from a certain perspective, but to them, this their careers. Everything it has to add up. One loss can destroy everything you got going on, especially how the fight game is now. You know what I mean? You lose one time, what everybody's saying you already getting half credit for what they saying you are. So now you got here, you lose to Devin, that's really gonna drop your ass down and drop your stocks and things of that nature. So you know what I mean? I get it.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad that you actually brought that Cambosis fight up because Devin took what 20% when he fought Cambosis, and he could have gotten way more, but and he went what overseas or wherever Cambosis was to fight him. That's what you call chasing an opportunity, right? And if I'm not mistaken, it was an opportunity for Shakur to get all the belts too at that point, right? Because what Devin had two. I think that Shakur had one. So it was a unification as well. So that's just what I mean. And I get what you're saying. Like today's era of boxing, everybody's worrying about that. Oh, but that also goes into the point like, do you really believe in yourself, or are you just out here chasing money? Because every fight is a win or lose. Like the fight we just saw, nobody expected. Well, a couple people expected Rolly to beat Ryan, but for the most part, people thought that Ryan was going to wash Rolly. Rolly had other plans. And like you said, Shakur could have went in and got his ass whooped. But if you believe in yourself, or if you like, nah, yo, I got this nigga. Why not take the chance? Because now, okay, you missed that opportunity with Devin, right? Boom, that's gone, that's done. Where is your next big opportunity? You left Top Rank because you said you weren't really getting the big names. You weren't really getting the opportunities. But then here comes Devin. You don't jump on that opportunity because you say you deserve more. Hey, I think the market determines what you're worth. But if you feel like you can tell somebody what to pay you out of their pocket, cool. That's on you. I have no problem with you. What you eat don't make me shit, right? But what I'm telling you is, where is your next big opportunity? Instead of running around here crying about Javante Tank Davis, why don't you do what David Benavidez did? He said, oh, you know what, Canelo, you ain't gonna fight me? Fuck you, nigga. I'm gonna do my own thing, make my own name, get it out the mud. Where is that opportunity for Shakur? Who is going to be that, I guess, coming out party for him, if you will? Like, where do you see him? Like, if you, okay, you missed that opportunity. You chasing Tank, whatever. Like I said, if Tank come out tomorrow and say I'm retiring, now what? What are you going to do now?
So check it out. It's four champions at 35, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's Tank,
That is correct.
Shakur, Baranchek, and Loma. Loma still hold the title too. So we gotta remember in that
Now, I
same
don't think
time.
Barenchek no more. Didn't Keyshawn just beat him?
Oh shit, you did lose the title. You're right. I'm sorry, Keyshawn. Sorry. Thank you for correcting. So when we're looking at the timeline between, well, I'm trying to talk about through the timeline when the Devin them shit was happening. So when we're looking at that situation, he tried to get the Loma fight, right? When he pushed up on Loma, Loma turned him down. You see, it was a lot of cats that was turning him down. Now, people can say, "Oh, well, that's because you're boring and you're this and you're that." But Loma understand who Shakur is. They scored twice. The first one, they said it was close. Some people still edge to Shakur. The second, they say Shakur, you know, dogged his ass. Let's just be realistic. He went in there, he embarrassed him in the ring. And this come from cats I got that was in the gym. My dude Ryan Allen. Shout out to my brother. So when we looking at that situation, he was trying to get other fights to set him up. You know what I mean? For big opportunities to go in there for big fights. But these cats turned him down. Then we know how that go, Queen. If now it comes to all right, you can't get the big fights, you can't get these fights. What you going? You can't just like I say, you just sit your ass on outside. I mean, on the outside looking in, or not fight nobody. Now you ain't getting no money. So now you sitting up there, you'll be a Gary Russell Jr. You feel me? You'll be turning down fights because a lot of these cats they turn down fights because they ain't as big names as people want. So when you want them big names, you can't get them. You still got to eat. So you go in there, you take the opportunities that you get as a champion because you're still a champion. Regardless of how anybody wants to slice and dice it, you're still a champion. So you got to go out there and still perform and get your dollar as well. Now, whether people like you or whether your performance, lead up to what you really are, things of that nature, that do come down to you. I'm not holding nobody hand or none of that shit. You got to be accountable for what you put out in the ring. You feel me? So, but if something go wrong, like it's injuries, because a lot of people downplay the injuries, right? You got to look at that as you look at other people's injuries as well, because Tank is my dog and I fuck with Tank. But we seen that with a hand injury with Tank, not knocking out because if Tank don't knock nobody out, like you said with the Lamont Roach shit, if motherfuckers survive with Tank, these motherfuckers they become pound for pound number one kings. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is with Tank now. If you survive with Tank, you the number one pound for pound king. You the new face of
Yeah.
boxing. You all this new shit. We know that's
And
bullshit.
I just want to go on record and say I find that absolutely fucking disgusting. But
Yeah,
continue.
like you said, that's just because of the Tank haters. You know, when they want to see you lose so bad, it don't matter what happened. You can break a fucking fingernail on that they'll praise you. But nonetheless, right, you still got to go out there and put on the performance and come back. You feel me? So when you do come back, because the last two performances, he walked the cat down, right? We looking at him. He could have threw more punches. I agree with that. Just like Terrence Crawford told his ass. Like, and he tried to argue with the situation like this. Now you walked him down. I give you credit. You was going forward, but you still could have threw more punches. Then the score, Floyd Schofield pulled out of the fight. He go out there. He stopped the what y'all call that motherfucker electrician man, whatever job he got going on. He stopped him in the ninth round. You get no credit for that because y'all say he supposed to stop him early. But let's be realistic, and you gotta keep it real too, Queen. If Shakur would have went out there and stopped him in the first round, y'all still would have been saying, "Man, that's a goddamn electrician." Like you was supposed to do that. So he wasn't gonna really get no credit for that fight, no way. Like everybody knew whether he whooped his ass, stopped him in the first round, whether he took him to a 12 round decision, whether you stopped him in the ninth, regardless of it all, you're supposed to whoop him. I understand that part. I knew this is a nobody. Wash your hands with that. Take that shit on the chin because he's a nobody, right? Just being realistic. Shout out to him. He got a nice payday, more than an electrician job, but he's a nobody. You're supposed to be him. The score, whatever the boy name, Schofield, Floyd Schofield, that would have been a better, fight in my opinion. But I still think he really didn't have nothing coming because, he ain't really did nothing like that, like that. I think that's why his pops and them they did what they did to get up out of the fight. So it's like you do those type of things, and now you still not gonna get the just doing the credit that you deserve. So you got to go out there and put on some performances. But even performing a certain way, you still can go out there and get outside yourself neither. Like I understand that I agree with y'all when you say I'm gonna knock this person out or I'm gonna do this and do that. Like I said in my one live, I don't look at that dude to knock nobody out because I understand he got some okay power, right, to where you can bust a motherfucking nose. You might can stop him with some body shots, drop him, things of that nature. But I don't see him coming out there with daily punching power, knocking nobody out. And us as boxing fans, we know that for a fact, right? We know that. Hey man, look, Shakur ain't finna knock this dude out like that. Now, if you beat him down, you breaking him down, you probably can get a stoppage. You know what I'm saying? He take a knee and things of that nature. But he ain't getting no devastating knockouts. His style is to go out there, you know, make you miss, make you pay. You know what I'm saying? Make you miss, make you pay. Take less punishment, as we all know, as we know boxers and punchers to be, and put yourself in a position like that to get the big fights. You know what I mean? So that's his style. But I just think, when we look at him, I think people expect knockouts from Shakur Stevenson. Even with Devin Haney, they expect the knockouts, and these dudes ain't that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't that. So we all been watching boxing for so long. We know the styles of boxing. We know what these dudes are. We just gotta accept them for what they is, and that's just gonna be, the sport, regardless of how they talk, what it is. With our own two eyes, we know what the hell you is. But that don't give us the right to discredit them as well on who they is and the skill set that they got to put them at the position they is because they still at a high level. You know what I mean? And there ain't too many cats out there that's really gonna beat them, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And when I look at, I ain't gonna touch on Devin. I'm staying on Shakur because I'm with you. I agree with everything with Devin and Bill, with everything. You know what I'm saying? But I still, like I said, I give him a little leeway because of that year out the ring. You know what I mean? Like you said, his chin is his chin, and I always criticize him on that chin shit, and I always criticize that his legs is his defense. So when that go out, his ass turn into like a little standing punching bag. But with Shakur Stevenson, I think we just gotta accept the dude for what he is. Understand that he ain't no goddamn knockout orders, and his style is his style. Whether you like him or whether you like him or not. And to me, just to me, everybody else can have a different opinion. I don't think nobody beat him but Tank. That's it. I just think Tank the only cat that beat him.
Yeah, I mean, and I can actually agree with 90% of what you said. The only caveat that I would pose to that is I don't have a problem acknowledging who Shakur is and what he's capable of. The only person that seems to have that problem is Shakur because he talks like a pit bull, but he fights like a chihuahua. So The thing is, you can't say to me, "I'm gonna knock this nigga out." Here it is. We about to get him. I'm about to knock him out. Watch. And I'm looking like, I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't really see it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said,
I'm
I don't
with
got a problem if he's honest with me
you.
and he be like, "Yo, I'm gonna go here." Like if he built his shit on like, "Can't nobody see me," like like on some
Right,
Floyd shit. I'm
right,
gonna make you miss, make you
right,
pay. Like I'm a phantom or something, or like I'm the
right.
ghost or something. I'm
Mhm.
cool with all of that because you never told
Right.
me nothing different.
There
You
you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
I
if you
got you on that.
telling me that you about to go up here and you about to knock him out, now I'm looking for it. And if I
Right,
don't see it, it's like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So you kind of gotta know your strengths and weaknesses too. And yes, he is very defensive, and yes, he will make you miss. His problem is he don't necessarily make you pay like that. He bounces out of range so far that he could barely hit somebody back. Like I said, this is the pay to fight for me. Hopefully, if he goes in there and really gets to it, it's going to answer a lot of questions that I have. And that will say to me whether or not he's really ready for Javante, because a lot of niggas called him out. And a lot of niggas ended up getting knocked the fuck out too. You know what I'm
Oh, that's a
saying? And
fact.
I get it.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's a payday or whatever the case may be. And you know what? I agree. Maybe the only person who can beat him is Tank. Maybe Keyshawn could whoop him. We don't know that. But as boxing fans, the fact that we're not even posing Keyshawn as a question, like that's a problem for me. Like, I don't care that they're friends. Y'all are in the same weight class holding up belts because y'all refuse to fight each other. One of y'all need to move around then. One of y'all go up to 140 or down to 130. I don't know what y'all gonna do. But somebody need to do something. You can't just sit up here and eliminate a whole other opponent for yourself. And Shakur and Keyshawn getting himself a nice little buzz now. This will be what his second sellout fight in his hometown, and I think more or less it's his fighting style. But like you said, you can't help your fighting style, and that's true. But you can help the way you talk about your fighting style. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. Yeah,
So
that's true
I just
too.
want him to keep that in perspective. Like I said, I was with him up until like I'll say 126, 130. Like when all that shit happened at Top Rank was when they wasn't giving him Loma, they wasn't giving him the Navarrete, the whole shit with Devin and Bill, whatever messiness that was. I was like, yo, fuck that Shakur. Yeah, that's right. Leave Top Rank. They ain't doing you right. Leave him. Leave him Bob
Right,
Aramo wrinkled ass looking like a big toe. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying? I was on that. But afterwards, it just kind of became like, well, hold up, homie, because you ain't really doing what you talking about doing. You know what I mean? Like it just appeared
right,
to me like your actions ain't matching your words. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I kind of became a little like, well, whatever, Shakur. All right, we hear you, we hear you, whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like it just kind
right.
of became one of those situations to me. So
Now, I
I
agree with you. I agree with you. Like like I'm one of them ones that say, hey man, you do got to watch what you say at the podium, even if it's the heat of the moment. Like you say, Floyd said, look, if the knockout come, it comes. That's what his ass need to be saying. If it come, it comes. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna hurt. But I do feel I'm gonna hurt. I'm gonna stop him like this. But even though in his last, not this fight, but the last 4 he told dude, get your track shoes running, and everybody laughed like, oh nigga, you the runner, and he did have dude going backwards, but still in all. When you say you go get somebody a pound of flesh, motherfucker, they don't want skin. I got you on that. They
yeah.
want flesh, motherfucker. They want bloody flesh. So you know what I mean. And he know that shit. He know for a fact. But sometimes you gotta try to sell a fight. I understand. I think that's what it be. Him trying to sell a fight and things of that nature. He at the moment because you know you can whoop somebody ass, right? I guess as a
Mhm.
fighter, I guess according to them, whooping somebody ass is because you still fight. Let's not get it twisted. You feel
Right,
me? You
right.
still punching the motherfucker in the face, and they still feeling it. So I guess you go out there, you outclass him, you whooping his ass. But to start to be saying you go knock somebody out and all that shit, yeah, you got to hold back on that shit. When you know you ain't Tank, you know what I mean? You know you
Yeah.
ain't no damn, Benavidez. Like motherfuckers who really going out there to murder you. Like they really going for a kill. They really want it. They got a kill shot. You know what I mean? No, so I agree with that.
No, I mean, and even with some of the verbiage, like, I hear a lot of people say, you know what I'm saying? He about to knock a motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? He about to beat a motherfucker out. Like, let's stop saying that too, because he ain't knocking nobody out. He gonna outpoint you. That's a
Right,
fact. You know
right,
what I'm saying? But he ain't knocking out nothing. And I just want him to stop talking like a killer. That's it. I mean, I can appreciate his style of fighting if he can appreciate it. Because like I said, he don't talk how he performs. So it's apparent to me that he wants to be something other than what he is too, which is why I said, like, does he, like, I mean, is he really comfortable in his own skin? Even with the wearing Twitterson on his shorts, it's like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But that was like my original question. You say you agreed with the Devin situation. I just don't. So where do you think that he goes from here?
Like I say, I feel like it should be Roby. Like I'm just this just me, right? I feel like remember when I was saying like me honestly, I think they should make the Ryan and Devin. That's what I was like. Try to just go ahead and run with it. Because, like we were saying, if they don't get a hold of that boy Ryan Garcia, he better go on a whole nother. And I hope it don't happen. I hope he probably do got somebody in this corner that can help him out. Because I ain't wishing down on the boy. Because I know how that shit go. We know how the streets is. We from the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
I ain't wishing the boy going to drinking binge and another cocaine binge. Because it ain't just alcohol with that boy. That boy on some coke and you got all that goddamn money. You free to do what you want to do. But I hope they grab a hold to it and just try to make the fight happen. You know what I mean? And for Devin and Bill, if I was them, I'd definitely be trying to make it happen. Like, cause now you catching them coming off a loss, you getting them back in the ring. Now, credit, I'm not saying they ain't gonna be 100% of things of that nature, but now y'all got the best advantage, in my opinion. Like you're saying, y'all want to say it's Osterream and all this and that and this shit. Okay, well, now y'all got him where he got to be clean, if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all got him where he got to be clean. So give him an opportunity. Just because he took it ain't like Roddy went out there and just he dropped him. But it ain't like Ryan went out there and got his ass demolished, beat up, nose busted, beat down regularly to where what I'm saying, he can't stand this and stand that. So and plus I still feel like his fan, because you want to catch him while he still got his fan base. You know what I'm saying? While he's still there and they want to do this for him. So you want to catch him while it's still a go. So I feel like they should still try to push for the Ryan and a Devin fight. But if that's not going to happen, because we know Turkey word ass, but give Rolly an opportunity. Like Rolly went out there, he beat the man that y'all say this, that, and the third. Rolly can talk better than anybody, right? When you talking about hyping up a fight, give him the opportunity, and that's gonna give you what you're looking for. Queen, we say his chin need to be tested and see if he can still take that shot. Well, go out there and take on the Rolly. You know what I'm saying? And see if you can get past that opportunity.
But
And
he's
y'all
another one. Oh, go
go
ahead. I'm
ahead, go
sorry.
ahead. Oh, I'm just gonna say, that's a big puncher. That's somebody that's right there. Brody still got the backing of people. He got another culture behind him that you can bring in and sell it that way. And there you go, Devin. And it's a nice name. Rocky ain't no slouch. You got a nice name to put on your resume, and then you get him done. If Ryan do come back get a W, then y'all can run that back. And now, not just that, you knock Roddy out the mix from a Ryan and a Roddy rematch, so you can go right into the Ryan situation. If Ryan come back and get a W, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's killing two birds with one stone, and give Roddy the opportunity and see how that play out. But go ahead, Queen.
What's up, Paid? And what's up, Big Dog Willie? Are y'all coming to answer my question that I posed earlier, Paid? I don't know if you heard it. My question was, does Shakur really want to fight Tank? Where does Devin go from here? And what the hell are we going to do about Teofimo Lopez and his racist antics? So, Big Dog Willie, you popped up first. What's up? I know you want to go ahead and cap and cape, so please go ahead.
Yes, I'm not going to cap today, but Jake Paul is fighting Tank in November. But anyway, what I got to say
Jesus
is,
Christ.
what I gotta say is, yeah, Shakur definitely want to fight Tank. I don't know why you guys don't think he wants to fight him. I don't know where that comes from. I think you guys get annoyed because he does talk a lot. As a diehard Shakur fan, he does talk a lot. He runs his mouth too much. But that's what a lot of these boxers now they do. They all do that. They get on. That's the it's their this is their generation. This is what they do. They get on the social media and start running their mouths. A lot of them do it. I just think Shakur does it a little bit more than everybody else. So I don't see that how that's a problem. I mean, his fighting style is his fighting style. He's very defensive. I mean, he's good what he does. He's not a knockout artist. He talks like it, but I mean, he's a kid. So that's what I was going to say about
He's
that.
not a kid, Big Dog. Well,
That's a
he's almost
grown
30,
ass
sweetheart.
man.
Well,
Yeah,
that's a
about
No,
to
grown
say
I
man.
he's
know.
almost
You know, what I'm
30.
trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, he's younger. That generation. That's what they do. They run their mouths, and that's all they do. And so I don't know why you guys jump on him for doing it because that's what they do.
Because
I
we're
have a daughter.
tired of
She's
it.
20. She's 24 years old, and she does the same old shit. She's on social media, and she does the same old shit. So, I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, he's in the public eye, but he's still young. So, I mean, that's what the cat and a lot of them other cats do it too. Just Shakur just it's just Shakur is undefeated. He's a good boxer, so he's gonna get more noticeability. Um, I don't know what you say about Devin. What you say about Devin?
I said, where does he go from here? Does he go back down to 140? Does he fully
No,
acclimate to 147? What does he
I don't
do?
know what. I don't know. I really don't know because it seemed like I mean he has to really get better defensively to be at 140, 47. Okay, he has no crack in his power, so he needs to get better defensively, and he probably need to become more polished of a boxer. Um, back at 140, I think he's just too big for that division. I don't think he can stay there much longer. I mean, he can try to, but he's just too big. I don't. I mean, he should never started at 135 to begin with. I don't. That was. I think that was bad for him. But yeah, I see him. His last big money fight is Ryan. I heard you and Monty talk about this earlier. And if he doesn't fight Ryan, then that will be something that he'll regret. He has to fight him next, very next. So just to prove that Ryan was a cheater, and he has the perfect opportunity to do it since Ryan lost to Rolly. So I really think he should do that. In terms of Teo, um, Teo's a clown. And that's all I can say about him. He doesn't know what he's psychotic, dumbass clown, and he doesn't and his antics only get him in more shit. And so we'll see. I mean, I don't really care about him in that way. I mean, what he did all week. He's just an asshole, and he's just like his daddy, just an
Hmm.
asshole. Fruit don't fall too far from the tree. But but yeah, go ahead, Paige.
Go ahead, Paige.
Far as Shakur wanting to fight Tank, um, I don't know if at this point it's just promotion. I don't know what it is, but I believe if you really want to fight the person that you say you want to fight, then you go over there and you know what I'm saying, see what they got on the table. If they're offering that one fight deal to you, that's what you take. Um, all that him coming to Turkey and all that shit, like that shit is not happening. So I feel like if that a deflection tactic to not get the fight, in my opinion, it seems like it because like all that talking and shit, bro, that shit all cool as shit. But when you put action behind all that talking, then I know you mean what the fuck you saying. But we are so I think Shakur got one fight left on the matchroom, so again he gonna be a network free agent again. So if he not making moves to go over there and what I'm saying, make that fight, then but I don't want to hear that you sign back to Matchroom talking about you want to fight Tank again. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. As far as Devin Haney, um, I still think he still need to go back and get that back with Ryan, regardless of that PD shit. I don't really want to use the weight as no excuse because once you go back and renegotiate that contract and y'all sign it, you take the money, you can't come out and use that weight shit as an excuse because if you would have won, we wouldn't have been hearing none of that shit. You'd have been clowning the nigga about him being on PEDs and all that shit, and you beat a nigga on PEDs. But far as him talking about, you know what I'm saying, crying about the weight and after you done took the money and then you want to like I don't know, bro, about that PED shit, man. I'm still skeptical about that shit because like the length that it took the test to come out the very very first time, like there's just man, I don't know, bro. Like I really don't really believe that shit, and let alone uh his brother before the day that the test even came out, his brother talking about he had dreams and shit about that nigga popping dirty and shit like that. Then you turn around, you pop dirty, bro. Like nah, man, because I've been praying to God for a long time and ain't got what the fuck I asked for. So how the fuck all of a sudden this nigga get it? That shit sounds suspect, bro. But I really feel like he need to go and get that shit back. And I don't really want to speak on T.O. Fuck that nigga, bro.
Well, I happen to agree. I think so too, but I just meant like outside of Ryan, because I think like that goes without saying, right? Like we all can agree that he need to get that back, and just so that his fans are 100% clear, a win for Rolly is not a win for Devin, guys. Like you got to go in there and beat him up yourself and prove that it
Exactly.
was just the Ostarine is the only reason that he whooped your ass. Because
Exactly.
Ostarine or no Ostarine, Rolly can still punch, and so can Ryan. It just happened to be that Rolly's punch, you know what I'm saying, put Ryan on his ass. But at the end of the day, a win for Rolly is not a win for you Hanos fans. So y'all got to get back in there and prove that it was just the Ostarine that did that to y'all, because he got y'all out here looking bad. You know what I'm saying? And
My my
yeah,
biggest issue, my biggest issue was this with them, bro. Like them niggas can't even really acknowledge like that nigga put on a bullshit performance. Like it was some bullshit. Niggas ain't never saw that nigga fight like that. The most like I used to give Devin credit because I felt like he never really ran around the ring. He actually wanted to fight, so he actually got down and sat down on his punches and actually fought. Now the now the shit, because I used to be a Shakur fan as well, but that same Shakur that I saw at 126 and 130, but I don't see that nigga at 135. Like he was stepping on shit. Now it's like when he got up here, like to 135, it's like all he do is talk, bro, and like his talk don't equal out to the ass whooping that he's supposed to be putting off in the ring. Like niggas faces and shit, niggas still be ready to go to the club right after they get out the ring with the nigga. No bruises, no marks whatsoever.
yeah, that's what I think me and Manny Brown was just talking about. He don't really fight the way that he talks. If he would have just kept it to where, like I said, he has like this ghost persona, like you can't touch me, you can't hit me, then I think that maybe we would have gravitated a little bit more to that. But when you sit up here and you say like I'm gonna knock him out, I'm gonna beat him up, I'm gonna do this, and like you said, when he leave the ring, his face looked the same as when he went in there. Like Padley, Padley did that interview what right after. Padley looked like maybe he was about to go into a fight. He didn't really look like he had just been in one. So,
Yeah.
that's just the thing. But so I personally, like I was telling Monty, I don't think he wants to. Monty said he does. And of course, Big Dog Willie say he absolutely wants to fight Javante Tank Davis. So Big Dog Willie, why did he go then and sign with Matchroom instead of just taking the
I
one
mean,
fight
I
deal with
think
PDC?
I think because he wanted, like I said last, I answered this question a number of times because he wanted a guaranteed deal. He wanted more money. He wanted, like, if you think about it, you go to fucking Matchroom, you got Turkey over there. Turkey's gonna give you the biggest bag. What do you think is gonna happen? I'm not gonna sit there and hope I get a fight with Tank, a one fight deal, da 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 da. When
But
you have
that's
money
not
sitting over
true.
there.
That's not true.
No,
The
well,
only
no,
reason they
we
reached
don't
out to
see.
him was for Tank.
No, because the way, see, this is where you take a maniac to get things messed up.
Here
Because
we
Tank
go.
don't be no, because you gotta be blaming everything else record. Like Tank don't do shit. Like Tank say some questionable shit too.
We
Like,
never
oh, he's not
that's not
worried of
what
fighting
the
me. Blah
conversation is.
blah blah blah. Tank said some questionable shit too. So
But
don't
that's
just
not
put it all on
that's what
Shakur.
y'all do, bro. Y'all switch to go back and talk about
Hold on, y'all, because we ain't gonna turn this into a screaming contest. What she's saying though, just asking the question like, why would he go there if he wanted to fight? Which I get what you're saying, big dog. I look at it like this. He went that way. When we look at Shakur, you look at the Bud type of fighters, right? Just to me, right? I feel like certain cats can persuade him, right? Like Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, he a little slick back talker. So when he started talking to him, because he signed a match for him and things of that nature. So when he went over there and signed, it's like I feel like what Big Dog Woody saying got some type of validity where you go over there, you sign a contract to get X amount of deals, you get X amount of fight deals because that's what you're looking for, right? Like I said, when you sit down, you're not just going down because you got to remember you got Jay Prince over there, so you sit down as a team. It ain't just you. Of course, you got the final say. I do give you that. And yes, we know Tank is on this side, right? But at the time when he was going to sign to this man, he's not knowing Tank will be like, look, man, I'm not fucking with Eddie Hearn and things of that nature, this, that, and the third. So you do what you feel best for your career at the time we sit down with your team, right? We know the Tank fight can come down the line. It ain't like you want to sign to Matchroom for a 10 fight deal to where you locked into them. All right, I get these couple fights out the way. I get this money sounding good over. Let me get this, and then we come back and try to revisit. You know what I mean? That's what I think happened with the situation because we look at these fighters, they trying to get guaranteed money. You know what I mean? What's guaranteed, what's best for me, right? And I ride for Godfather Al like no other, and I'm gonna ride for him until my casket drop. But once you go over there, you sign with Godfather Al, you sit back, and it is kind of a waiting game. I don't think that one fight was Javante Davis. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a fight on the deal. I mean, on the table, and then you come back and visit. You know what I mean? Because even Tank said, that one fight, I don't think it was him. And it's gonna be Tank call because even if you go over there, it's still gonna be up to Tank if the fight take place or not. It's because one thing Al Heyman say, I can't make these fighters fight you, but I can. He would have made some good damn money with Al. Let's get that out the way. Like it ain't like he was going over there and wasn't gonna make no bread now, and nobody ain't gonna tell me different on that part. If you are what you are, you go get a good fight and you go make some good money. But I just feel like they went to the Eddie Hearn side because they felt like it was guaranteed, and do niggas like doing business with it's white man up on PBC side, but we know Al is the guy. But I don't know if these niggas like doing business with white man more than what I mean, a black man. Just my opinion, because especially with Jay Prince as well. We got to remember Jay Prince and Al Heyman, they got their differences. Like let's not forget the music industry and their situation because they got their differences. So Jay Prince, you don't see nobody who rock with Jay Prince go over to Godfather Highway, so that can have a part to play in it as well. And they can sometimes bite you on the ass too. So let's not just give it one way. You gotta play devil advocate on both sides. And then like Big Dog Woody say, my dude Tank do scream, I'm not gonna fight him, I'm not gonna fight him. He haven't done shit, he haven't done shit. That can somewhere in your mind be like, man, damn, is this nigga really gonna fight me even if I go over here? So, we gotta take all that shit in consideration.
Yeah, I just don't feel like his team would have reached out to him if that's not something that he was looking to do. Because other than that, and I'm not trying to be funny and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Other than that, they really would have had no use for Shakur. You know what I'm saying? They have plenty of fighters now that they're struggling to get fights for. That's why they rent them out like prostitutes to other, you know what I'm saying, promotional platforms because they have too many fighters. So I really don't think that they would have been looking to add a fighter that's not that um interesting or entertaining stylistically. So I'm just not sure that that's the truth. I think that they reached out to him because at that time Loma pulled out and they were trying to find a replacement fight, or maybe they wanted to just line him up. You know what I'm saying? Because Shakur did express before that he wanted to fight him. I don't know where y'all getting this from that he never said he wanted to fight him because I had heard Tank on several occasions express wanting to fight Shakur. It's later become the fact that like, man, I don't have time for this. Y'all keep asking me about this boy. I'm fighting someone else. And I give credit to Tank for doing that because I'm about to fight this person. Why y'all keep mentioning this person to me? You know what I'm saying? So it just like you said, it can go both ways, but this goes back to my beginning assumption. Why are you not snatching these opportunities? Because now, come July 12th, you will be on your second undercard. It just appears to me that since these opportunities are scarce, you would snatch them as they come in. You know what I mean? I think that's all I'm really trying to get at.
And I think too,
No
let me
doubt.
just interview. I just hop back in, so I'm not sure exactly what y'all talking about because I had a phone call. But I think the fact that people feeling like Tank Davis is the only person Shakur Stevenson can fight is very telling. Um, Tank has plenty of other opponents that he could fight. So let's just hypothetically say Tank is afraid of Shakur and he doesn't want to fight him because he doesn't want to risk losing. What is Shakur going to do next?
Yeah, and that's the question I asked too. What's next? Like if he comes in tomorrow and says, I'm retiring, that's it, it's over. What is your next plan? Like you can't just hang your hat on this man's career and expect him to drag you to the top. You gotta, like I said, be on your Benavidez shit. Like, all right, boom, you don't want to fight me? Let me go over here and make some noise. So either way, I'm making noise and my name is still my name. You know, like Marlo said, my name is my name. You know what I'm saying? So make your name your name. Don't attach yourself to another man's name. I just find the clout chasing so annoying to me because Abdullah Mason don't do it. You don't see any of these other fighters who are really getting in the ring and dogging it out. You don't really see them doing that. It's only like the B side fighters that are really like, oh, why he won't fight me? Why he won't fight me? Or calling out names that you know you're not fighting. To me, if I was your opponent and you fighting me and you doing an interview talking about another nigga, I'm gonna go in there and pull a rollie just because you overlooked me on some real shit. You know what I mean?
And then another thing was like even with Shakur, like I don't even understand why is he over there. And then you tell another fighter to come over there when you're over there and they're not even treating you like you're the star that you are. So why would you tell another nigga
Exactly.
to come over there knowing
Let,
damn
let,
well? And I feel like
okay.
this, like he want like when he talked to, he ain't get on no phone with no Zapata, he ain't get on no phone with Artem, none of them niggas. So what the fuck you need to get on the phone with Tank for? I feel like, bro, his stock is not as like high as he think it is, bro. Like just cause you keep getting overpaid by a nigga that just pretty much just throwing away and losing money in the sport, don't mean
Oh,
that you, bro, you're gonna get paid what you weigh over there. So they gonna go off your numbers of what you was doing. All them undercard numbers, bro, those is not your numbers.
And people just not really honest about the reality of Shakur Stevenson. Queen Boxing touched on it earlier. When you was the main event, your attendance start going down. Then you start fighting on a Thursday. Now you on undercards. Like now you being treated like the main event, but you not the main event. Does that sound like somebody that's advancing, or does that sound like somebody that's going backwards?
That's going backwards because shit, you see what Keyshawn, like, even though he's still at top rank, they promoting him like they supposed to be. Like, I don't know where Shakur go from here.
I look at it like this, bro. As long as you winning, and we talking about you, things will play out. Now, when you say he's getting overpaid, I gotta disagree with that. You get what you negotiate for. So I'm not gonna say no fighter is getting overpaid. And on the second hand, with that one, you're going to, as long as, because y'all saying what's going to be next. I don't think he's hanging his head on Tank like he's basing his whole career off Javante Tank Davis. I disagree with that. I feel like this. We all know Tank is that guy. Like, I didn't see the Breakfast Club interview. One thing I will agree with, if you say anything about Tank have to come over here, yeah, you on some bullshit. I would agree with that. You ain't telling Tank to come no fucking word. No word, no shape, form, or
That's
fashion.
exactly what he
Is he,
said. Tank need
yeah,
to get on
yeah,
board.
yeah,
yeah.
you ain't telling that's that turkey out of sheep talk right there. You know what I mean? That's I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about in them rooms with things of that nature, or this, that, and the third. So that's that. Yeah, you're not telling Tank to come nowhere at all. So you can scratch that shit. And second of all, like I feel like when this fight is over with Eddie Hearn, I don't know if he gonna sign back or not. I think he's trying to get his ass away from it. Just my opinion. I think his ass trying to get away. You know, you make it sound good in the media. Yeah, this, that, and third. You don't want to burn no bridges. I get it. But I think he's trying to pull back towards this way because I don't think he like the shit. Let's be realistic. But you're not gonna say that shit while you signing the contract and you got the fight coming up because you ain't gonna fuck the bag up. But I don't think he ain't liking this shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't stupid. Like we all grown this mother. We ain't if we see it, he damn sure see it. You know what I'm saying?
And
And we
then
like you see we see Turkey as like I look at him, he's so controlling, right? Like I said, I give him respect for what he's trying to do. But by them being controlling and being from Saudi and they always used to bring the shit their way for their own personal entertainment, because that's what they used to. Where we go pull this over here for us. He tried to do that shit with that Final Fury shit, whatever the shit called, and it kind of backfired on his ass. So I think they saying that shit, and you gotta ease your way out of that shit without trying to burn them bridges. You know what I mean? So I think that's what he's trying to do: ease his way up out of that shit, get out of that contract, and bring his ass back over here. Because you ain't telling Tank to do shit. But I still don't think that he's hanging his career on Tank. I feel like it's we all know Tank is still the fight, and once you go sit down with interviewers, it don't matter who you go sit down with. They talk about they're going to bring up Tank name. That's just we know who the guy is. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to bring up his name. So ain't no way around those questions. Ain't no way of me going there saying, look, man, I don't want to talk about because people saying I don't want to talk about them. People like, look, man, these are questions. This boxing. A lot of these motherfuckers be casual fans instead, where you go sit down with people talk. All they know is Tank, so they not gonna know the Lomas and the other fighters in the game. So all you know what I'm saying. We can't expect them to have boxing knowledge like we got it. So you go sit down and do interviews. It be casual motherfuckers that only watch boxing probably because of Tank and when Tank fight or another big name Mayweather. So we gotta take that into consideration as well. But I feel like if Tank was to leave or retire, which I don't think he is, then you know what I'm saying, you go along with the punches. But the main thing, like I say, they all chasing money. So let's not say one chasing the bag, everybody chasing the bag. Like that's guaranteed. Like you doing this shit for the money, period. You know what I'm saying? So you
I
just
agree.
you follow the bag and you try to go with the punches. But as long as taking the game, you try to get that fight. But I do agree with y'all. You're going to have to play ball. Period. You're going to have to play ball. But we just can't tell a motherfucker to just go under the rug and just kiss so much ass. Now the man is a man. You got to have some integrity here. So and you
What
do have
what you
like
think he over there doing with Turkey?
hold on. we do have some credibility when you got the accolades. Like we, no matter what we do, we can't discredit his accolades. We can't do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So his accolades is accolades, and you do have some credibility because it's you make that fight happen. As much as people say this, that, and the third, Tank and Shakur would do well. You know what I mean? It would do well. Even though I know Tank do well regardless, but you put Shakur on that card, it's definitely gonna do. They'll do good. They ain't gonna do no Ryan numbers. You
I
feel
got
me?
But
one.
will
I
But
you
let
got.
me
I
let
agree?
me
got.
ask you a question.
Go
Because if
ahead,
he would do
265.
so well, how come Shakur Stevenson not the main event of this card?
Because you sitting over there, you wanted that turkey shit, right? Because when he was on top rank, it go that way. Like I say, you with turkey, this turkey and I don't know what's in turkey head or what turkey thinking. You feel me? That's turkey doing the business the way he doing it. When you sit down, you negotiate, right? If my money is the same money that it is for me to be the main event, then I ain't fuck it. Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm gonna play ball, but that's why I say I think he pulled himself away from there. Like I'm not liking this shit. What he doing? You're not gonna say it publicly, right? Because you don't want to fuck the bag up, and you understand it's business. At the end of the day, you like if I'm not in the business with one of y'all, and I sign a contract and I'm already in, I ain't gonna go out there and fuck it up. But I feel like that's what he's trying to do: get the fight over with and pull away. So I agree. I agree. It's supposed to be the main event. I feel like it's supposed to be the main event, but that's Turkey with the power structure he got. He feel like it's this. It's you know what I'm saying. You can't do shit about it, especially when you locked in a contract. Shit, you can't do shit about it.
My
But see,
thing.
that's what go ahead, Paige.
Oh my! It's my last thing. I'm about to jump off. He also said within that within that Breakfast Club interview that he said he will stop Tank. So we talking about a nigga that's never been knocked down, a nigga that's never another nigga that's never been knocked out. Shakur, you haven't like this is what I'm talking about with the line shit, bro. Like you haven't knocked nobody out since you've been at 135 outside of Yoshino.
Yeah,
So
I
you
never
mean to tell
defend
me
that
the top
bullshit.
nigga that's at the top, you're gonna all of a sudden get the hand power to knock this nigga out, knowing that you going through all these hand injuries. Like, bro, that's that shit I be talking about. Like, that's what moves me away from Shakur, bro. Like, just tell the truth, bro. Just tell the truth. And then you talking about he too little. Nah, man, I'm about to jump off, bro. For
All
real,
That's
right.
bro.
that's the shit,
Thanks
man.
for stopping by, Paige.
That's what man
Um,
Dad was talking about. That bullshit right there.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like why he says things that just simply aren't true. But to Paige's point, he did say that, and then I started to think, well, if you're gonna stop him, if you're gonna beat him up, I mean, he brought up how Lamont has 10 knockouts and he has 11, so that's why, and all of this other kind of stuff. But I just find it interesting that he even compared himself to Lamont, and because he sparred him previously. And I always say Shakur don't want to fight you if he ain't spar you. You know what I'm saying? That's just how he is, in my opinion. But to me, it just appears that he was just like talking out his ass again because you're not going to stand in the pocket with Gervonta Tank Davis.
At
We
all.
know that. You didn't stand in the pocket with fucking De Los Santos. You know what I'm saying? I rarely see you unless you feel like you can really do something to somebody. You're not standing in the pocket, and I've said it 1,000 times, and I will say it again. Shakur is only a dog when he don't think he's facing one. You're not standing in the pocket with Gervonta Tank Davis, and I got a sneaky suspicion once you feel his power, you on your bike. You know what I'm saying? So that
That's
was just
that's
my issues. Like,
no,
I just really wanted to know if that's like, do you really want to fight this man? Because the moves that you're making just aren't congruent to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? They just don't align.
yeah, no, that like that's crazy to me, Shakur. Like I swear I ain't see this boxing. I mean this Breakfast Club shit. I ain't been watching no
Yeah, you
interviews
gotta
after
check
this
it
after.
out.
Like, bro, why would you say some shit like now that will make people deter away from your ass and make it say like, bro, don't be delusional. I know the boxing. I know they laugh their ass off on it. If they didn't, if they that's why I say if they knew boxing, I know
I
they would
laughed
laugh
my
their
ass
ass
off,
off.
I tell you
Like,
that. But
bro,
no, I mean, just hilarious. Basically, just asked him why does he want Tank to knock him out so bad. But the rest of them, Charlemagne is Charlemagne and DJ, and I don't really know if they follow boxing that much per se. They probably just know that Shakur is a big name in the sport, and like you said, a lot of people are going to ask you about Gervonta Tank Davis, but you don't have to take the bait. You know what I'm saying? You're going up there to promote your fight with Zepeda, which is really the only reason they had you on. Let's be honest. You have an
right.
upcoming upcoming fight with Zepeda. Talk about your opponent, which he glossed over Zepeda. He just was basically like, yeah, he's tough, whatever, but I'm going to beat his ass. And then the rest of the interview was basically about Gervonta Tank Davis. You know
Like
what I'm
it's
saying?
like Tank up.
Yeah, and like you said, the whole thing with Eddie and Turkey. So everyone keeps saying, "Oh, Turkey this, Turkey that." So I'm confused. Is he signed to Matchroom or is he signed to Turkey?
Um, like I said, he signed a Matchroom, but I think Turkey is controlling Golden Boy and Matchroom at the moment. And I won't be surprised if he was one controlling Frank Warren shit as well. I can't get Frank Warren shit right now. I won't be surprised he was controlling Frank Warren as well. Like I really feel like he got his
Oh
hand
yeah.
on all they back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just look how they sit down. Like Golden Boy, this motherfucker sold Ring magazine to Turkey. Like you had this
That was
show, like
crazy,
yeah, this
yo.
was your you built this with gold. This is something you pass down to your kids, bro. If he ain't got a good relationship with his kids, I'm not gonna wood that he do for every father and children. You know what I mean? But like that's something you pass down, like generational shit. Like Bob Arum doing with Top Rank with, you know what I'm saying? And I respect Godfather. I got to give Bob his credit because Bob ain't falling for none of that. Bob is a shrewd Jew, and I respect him because Turkey can't make him bend no goddamn knee. You know what I'm saying? But it's like
Yeah.
they, with Eddie and his daddy, Barry Hearn, and I see why they, they bend in the knee because the money moves them, especially Oscar De La Hoya as well. Even what he did to my dude Richard Schaefer, I really don't fuck with him. But nonetheless, right, it's like he got his hand up their backs. You know what I'm saying? And they doing what he say. So like I said, it's like with Elon Musk and Donald Trump. When you start putting the big money behind them, they see it. They locked in. So now they got to do what he say do and move how he say move. That's why if Turkey say he want this card in Saudi, the card gonna be in Saudi. We say he want to do it in America, it's gonna be in America. If you want it in the UK, it's gonna be in the UK. And that's how he even got. That's why Anthony Johnson got his ass kicked like that. So you know what I'm saying. So it's like yeah, he got his hand up their back. So Turkey running their ass right now.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. And I didn't want to deviate, but since you brought it up, how do you think that they're going to start treating pretty much Oscar now? Because all Golden Boy fighters lost over the weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Didn't
yeah,
all of them lose? So I mean,
yeah,
he seems to have a very fickle attitude, and he seems to be a very like a man that just like if he ain't getting his way, it just ain't that. Like I don't know if you watched it, but when he went to the ring and told Ryan throw some effing punches, you
yeah.
can't
I saw that.
like
Yeah,
that. You know
yeah.
what
That's
I'm
what I
saying?
said.
And
Yeah.
so Turkey, I don't know how he's gonna start treating Oscar. I mean, Eddie is still kissing his butt and licking his boots. We know that, so he know he got that. But for but even for him to be buddy buddy with Eddie, why do you have Shakur again on a second undercard? First, all the way in Saudi Arabia. I mean, he don't got that many fans in the U.S., so I know he ain't got none in Saudi Arabia. How are you building this young man's career? And then if you signed with Eddie Hearn, you did this one fight. You were supposed to fight Cordina, that fell through. Then you had scheduled Kid Austin, that fell through. Boom, you ended up with your replacement, which was Padley. Cool, whatever, Shakur. You got to go with the flow on that one because those were unforeseen circumstances. I get all that. That is what it is, right? Why did you then go and get what was that? Josh Dubin or Lubin, whoever the hell he just has now? What do you need him for? You
Lou
just put
Lou
another
DiBella.
person, Lou DiBella. I'm sorry. What do you have Lou DiBella in your pocket for now?
Because I feel like that's where he trying to take the like that's what he gonna ease away with. Because Lou DiBella over on this side, right? He gonna ease away with Lou DiBella. Because is this the last fight he got with them over there? I don't know.
I mean, I think so, but then you hear
Yeah,
Eddie Hearn talking about in the future, we hope to keep working with him and next time and this and that. So I don't know how many fights
you
Shakur
know,
has left on his matchroom
no, that's
contract.
that's them trying to like I say when that's why I say when they start doing that shit, that's parting ways without burning bridges. You know what I'm saying? I hope like whatever the situation, like you said, what Eddie. So you part ways with him, he part ways with you. Y'all don't want to put it in the media like it's a situation going on. Even if it was a bump head or a situation, you don't want to put it in the media so people can start blasting shit. So you don't want to burn the bridge. But I really do think you could have. Just my opinion. I can be wrong too. You feel me? We might turn around. This motherfucker might sign back. So I ain't go, put a foot up my ass. But I just feel like I feel like he's trying to ease. He's trying to ease away from their ass and get back over on this side of things to where he you know get treated like he's supposed to be treated, and what I'm saying, in his eyes. Just my opinion.
Big Dog Willie, what's up?
I just want to say Happy Mother's Day if you didn't
Oh,
hear it,
thank
give me a head.
you. Thank you.
Um, yeah, so I think Monty said something earlier about Jake Paul. I mean, not Jake Paul, but Chris Paul being kind of like being in his thing in his
Chris
pockets.
Paul, Jake Paul, who? What
I mean,
Paul?
no, not Prince
Ain't nobody saying
Paul.
about no damn Jake Paul.
Oh, the Jake Paul, Chris Paul. What Paul? We just got
Chris
a Chris
Paul's a
Paul going
basketball player, ain't he?
on. Right,
Hey,
right.
dog, what the hell is wrong with you? You been drinking?
What nigga not?
The last night, but not now. But anyway, yeah, I think that his manager beginning. I mean, I think he doesn't like what's his name, Eddie Hearn. I think he see what Eddie Hearn. He went out there for Eddie Hearn for that bag, and he's like, I'm done with it. I don't
Jay
need it because
Prince,
he,
man. Jay
huh?
Prince, Prince, Jay
Jay
Prince,
Prince, Jay Prince. Yeah, I said Jay Prince,
Jake Paul, Chris Paul.
Jake Paul, Prince Paul. Yeah, yeah, Jay Prince. Yeah, I think he went over there for that bag, got his money, and now he's done with him. Now he put with Lou DiBella, man. You know Eddie Hearn ain't doing shit for him. But if the money's there, the money's there. You take what you can get, right?
Then why do you continue to call this man the best promoter in boxing, which you just did in your last
He just right
interview?
because he didn't want to burn up. He just run his mouth. I'm trying to tell you guys that dude runs his mouth. You know, he's my favorite fighter. He runs his mouth. I don't know why you guys look into him. I don't know why you guys look into these fighters when they be running their mouths like they're talking big game because they're not. Did you believe Tank when he said Shakur haven't never done anything? Did you believe him?
I'm gonna reserve that, but go ahead.
I mean that's that. I mean, if you believe him, that's an issue. But you know that's not true. So they just run their mouths. So when I look at these interviews and stuff like that, any of them, Bill Haney, Devin, Ryan, all the cast, all of them, Shakur, Tank. A lot of times they just be running their mouth to either try to promote something or say something, or they get caught in the middle and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They just have to say something. So what I look at it is once they get in the ring, that's when they do the real talking. Like when Shakur says he's gonna knock Tank out or whatever, he's gonna stop Tank. We all know that's bullshit. Nobody believes that shit. But I'm not gonna hold him to it. I'm not gonna sit there like, oh well,
But
he said
that's what
this.
I'm saying. You can only hold him to what he says. Ain't that what y'all tell me all the
True,
time?
true. Because you got to think about it, when you got a lot of casual fans out there, Big Dog Woody, that the Breakfast Club get watched by millions of people, my brother. So now when you got the people out there that only watch Tank, right? Like I say, you know, it's a lot of casual. And when this dude say, "Hey man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. My cousin called me from jail. Say, man, that dude Shakur, bro, that dude don't fight nobody." I'm like, "Hey, Negro," he like, "Man," and this in jail, my boy. So when you say this shit, it's getting heard. It's getting heard around the world. So when you say, "Oh, I'm a," and they're not understanding when they say that shit. That's why we say you need to start saying, "If the knockout come, it comes." Like I can't, I'm not gonna defend that shit. Like I'm gonna keep it real. You can't go in there and tell people go get them a pound of flesh and bring them some fucking skin, bro. It's just not true. It's not gonna happen. That's for the people. And then because how many like it ain't too many real hardcore fans out there. We know the casual fans is what really brings the money. You know what I'm saying? That's hardcore fans
Right.
just gonna do it, but you gotta bring in the casual fans. So if you selling them, oh man, I knock Tank out, I stop them, and then they go watch you fight, motherfucker. Who, let's just say people don't know Shakur. Hey, this dude was on the Breakfast Club, so he'll stop Tank, he'll knock Tank out. Who Shakur? Let's go watch his fight. And then go watch his fights and be like, nigga, this nigga talking about he gonna knock out Tank. You feel me? So it's like you can't. You gotta like the queen said. You have to be comfortable in your own skin on what you is, bro. Because you tell people, I'm not gonna change my fighting style. I'm gonna fight how I want to fight. Nobody go tell. Okay, well, accept that. And your fighting style ain't knocking motherfuckers out, brother. So just go out there and speak what you is. I'm gonna guard her. I'm gonna make them miss. I'm gonna make them pay. You know what I'm saying? If I get lucky, I catch a motherfucker with a shot he don't see, I can drop and beat him down. You have to put that out there to the people, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't go out there. Floyd, like I say, even though Floyd different, a lot of people want to see him lose. But Floyd went out there talking about, I'm gonna knock his ass out. Oh, Manny Pacquiao, I'm knocking Manny Pacquiao out. I'm gonna knock his ass out. No, Manny Pacquiao, I'm gonna knock. No, when he said, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna make it look easy. I'm gonna beat him, and that's exactly what he did. So you can't just, you know what I'm saying, say one thing and then do another. So I can't.
I hear what you're saying, Monty. I hear what you're saying about the public perception. I'm like I said, I'm coming from my own personal situation. I mean, my own personal thoughts of it. But you saying from a public view, yeah, I hear what you're saying. From those casuals who don't really watch like we watch, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. But in terms of like, I mean, I'm just saying, like I can see
Yeah, but
how
Big Curly, we get sick of that shit too. Even
Huh?
the people that actually watch boxing all the time, we get sick of hearing that shit too because we know you capping. I think that's where a lot of my disdain for him and Bill come from. I know y'all niggas is capping. Why do y'all continue to cap? You're not comfortable with who you are.
But you have to remember. You have to remember. Hey, Ty, you have to remember this. That you guys, it's whoever favorite fire. Tank caps a lot too, and you guys fail to say that. And that's my issue with you guys. You guys fail to say that. You don't even want to
So why
admit.
are you always moving the goalposts, bro? We
I'm not
talking
moving
about
the goalposts.
Shakur.
I'm not moving. I'm just saying. Every favorite fighter, every favorite fan, favorite fighter be capping. And it seems like you guys don't realize that either. Tank caps. It is what it is. So I can admit it. You can't.
Okay, what does Tank lie about? Refresh my memory, because I can't think of any that come to mind.
Exactly. You can't think of anything came to mind. Are you
I don't,
serious?
not off the top of my brain, because right now I'm thinking about Shakur because that's who we're talking about. But you
Okay,
want to change the
well,
subject, so that's
okay,
fine. Tell me what he lies about.
okay. Since you can't think of anything that because Tank never told a lie in his life, we'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna argue with you
Big
about
dog,
this.
did I say that? I'm not arguing with you at all. I'm asking you a question. You sit
No,
up here, you
you
said
said
that he's capping. I said off the top of my head, I can't think of one. Can you? Since you're sitting up here making the assertion that he lies, give me a time he lied.
I told you one, and you said I reserved it. I reserved to answer that.
No, what was it? I'm sorry, I forgot. What was it? Seriously. Big dog, what was it?
Shakur hasn't accomplished anything, hasn't proved himself yet.
I think he means with his fighters, like he said, and he also said, "Little buddy need to get his stock up." Okay, he's on the undercard for the second time. Where is the lie?
This okay, that's exactly what I'm saying. What stock are you talking about? Is he a champion? Is
Big
it
dog
three?
was,
Is it three
and
division? No, is
hold
it
on.
three
I don't
division?
know if you.
Listen,
I don't
listen
know
to
if you
me.
did.
Listen to me. Is he a three division champion?
Yes, he
Yes.
is.
Is he a division? He has belts? He has more belts than Tank does. Does he
Absolutely,
not?
absolutely.
So what has he not done?
He hasn't been on a main event. Why, if all those accomplishments mean what you say they mean, because I hear y'all touting them all the time, y'all quick to throw them up in my face. Why don't they translate to dollars? Why is he not a bigger star? You are 1000% correct. He is an Olympian. That man has been champion. Every weight class, he is a champion. So, Big Dog Willie, why is that not translating to dollars?
What it says is this. You said Tank, the Tank Maniac said Tank wants to fight the best. Tank wants to be the best.
Big
Tank
Dog
wants to
Willie,
be
can you
this.
answer my
Let me
question? Can you answer my
I
question,
just
please? The question on
what
the table was,
are you talking about
why
money?
has
You
it
talking
not
about transition
translated to
to
him being
money.
a bigger
To
star?
money.
Why
To
is he on
money.
a undercard for the second time if he is all of these things that you say he is, and you and I agree that he is? So the question is, why is he going to be on his second undercard in a
I thought we were
row?
talking about
If all of
I thought
those
we were
things
talking
matter,
hold on.
why?
I thought we were talking about Tank. I thought we were talking about Tank capping. You just admit that Tank
I
cap,
said,
right?
yeah, and I said, where is the lie? You said, oh, he has
I just
this,
told you the
and
lie. I just told you the lie.
Victor Willie, I also said what Tank said. Buddy need to get his stock up. You said, what stock is he talking about? This man is this. And I said, stock being not being on the second undercard for the second time in a row. So then you went through all his accolades.
So
I
what?
agree with
Okay,
you.
I'll
Those are
answer
his
that. I'll answer
accolades.
that. I guess it's not correlating to money. But you have to remember with Turkey, with the thing about Turkey, the reason why that on that undercard, the reason why he's on the undercard for the second time is Turkey's boy, not Belanga. That dude that Belanga's fighting, that's his boy. That's the dude he's trying to cheat for. He did cheat for. That's the reason why he's on the top. That's the reason why he's the main card. What's it, Monty? What's his name? What's the dude's name he's fighting?
Yeah,
Razi or
Shiraz,
yeah,
whatever
that's
that young
Turkey's
nigga.
that is Turkey's favorite fighter. That's
yeah.
his guy. That's his guy. That's why
So,
they're on the top
so
run.
that's why you're on the undercard for the second time.
Yes.
And I don't want to. I ain't want to kick in because it felt like
Go ahead, Money Brian. Go ahead.
sister. Boom, but I'm gonna say it do his accolades is translating the money. It ain't translating the Tank money, but he is making millions of dollars. You know what I mean? And he's making more like. And then we look at Belanga. They looking at Belanga coming off the Canelo fight with this dude, which like I say, I agree. We all agree that Shakur should be the headliner. Like people will agree with that situation, but like I say, with Turkey and his situation that he's putting down, like Big Dog Woody said, I do agree with that dude, the Muslim dude, things of that nature with Golden Boy working, they gonna make that the headliner because maybe he feel like, you know what I mean, it's a bigger attraction, especially where they put it at. They put it in Saudi. You know what I'm saying? They put it over in Saudi, so they feel like that's gonna be more of a main of attraction because you know who the people is over there. Like you say, Queen, ain't no
That
fans
fight is
over
going to
there.
be in New York,
Yeah.
sweetheart. That
Oh,
fight
it's
is
It's
in
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 New
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 York.
York.
York. It's in New York.
Oh, I
That
thought
is
that
in
was
New
in
York.
Saudi. Okay, well, forgive me on that one then. So you looking at that situation like, okay, well,
And Shakur is from Jersey. He would have had a
from
better
Jersey,
chance selling out
But
in New
Belanga
Jersey.
from New York. It doesn't matter.
but I still feel like, okay, I thought that fight. Which fight going over in fucking? Okay, that's
That's when he was
the
on the double undercard
no,
in
no, 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 no.
February.
I
He
ain't
was
talking about.
on.
No, I'm worried about the next fight
No, the next fight that he
what
has with
Ryan is
Zepeda,
supposed
he's
to
on the
do.
undercard.
No,
He's
not
on the
not with
undercard.
Cepeda now. Not with Shakira. I ain't talking about Shakira. I'm talking about Turkey out the court. I'm thinking of that shit
What
way
undercard?
the
Canelo, you talking about the Canelo one?
Ryan shit. Yeah, the Devin and the Ryan shit. But
Oh,
that's
Darren
supposed to
Ryan
be
shit. Okay, yeah,
or
Oh,
was it
that
taking
was in October. That's going to be in Saudi, I think. Right?
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought
That's
that
the one
Okay.
was
Saudi.
the Riyadh
Okay.
season shit. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
just
That's
out
going to
there, yeah. Because I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I haven't been watching no any. I've been doing all type of other shit. So, but when I look at that, I do know, you know, Turkey. They big on that guy. They like Big Dog Woody say they big on him. But to the Queen knowledge, I mean, to the Queen, what she's saying is, I do agree. Like Shakur should be he should be main event and things of that nature and shit like that. But at the same time, like I say, it still don't take away from over here in America. It still don't take away from what Shakur is. Like we can say, you know, he's boring, he's this, he's that, because everybody else that Tank been fight, right? Like Lamont Roach, he ain't bigger than Shakur, right? I love Frank Martin, that's my dog. He ain't bigger than Shakur, right? So I'm looking at them now. Credit, they on this side of the street, they on the right side of the street. So it's like I'm not pissed off today. I'm happy for Frank. I'm happy for Lamont. But when we looking at Shakur and we look at them, we can't say they on a much bigger level than Shakur Stevenson. So you know, I can't just let that little part slide by. I can't. But overall, that's when the negotiations come in, and that's when I say when they get to the table, we don't get into their business until they let us in their business. You know what I'm saying? Like if they get Shakur, if he was offered a good offer, he turned it down, we get on his ass. But if it's a bullshit offer, right, and we all got to be realistic, like because it go both ways. If it's some bullshit, because I know we're saying take the opportunity and this, that, and the third, but people still need their moolah. They need their Reggie, right?
Yeah,
So
but
when you go
let's
out
be
there,
honest.
yeah,
It's not. And I hear what y'all saying. You can't just take whatever. But let's be real. When you're fighting Javante Tank Davis, it ain't gonna be no damn whatever. It's gonna be the biggest bag you've made thus far in your career. So I don't understand what everybody's talking about. You got to come at him with respect. The niggas on the undercard for the second time. How much lower can his respect level be?
But he's still getting
he's
paid.
still
He's
getting
still
paid.
getting
And he will
paid.
be getting paid fighting Javante Tank
He's
Davis
getting
more
paid,
But
but
money
if
than he's
he,
made at
look at
okay,
all.
okay,
no
but if you gonna talk, my bad, big dog, I got you. But if you want to
no
sit
no
down
no.
with
Go
Tank,
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go on. Go ahead,
if
man.
you want to sit down with Tank, it's just like the Devin Haney situation. Yes, we can say, oh, he's getting paid the most he ever get. He getting paid, but if you're deserving more, right? It's not you're not going to leave money on the table. Like this, is what we got to understand. We keep saying on the outside looking in, oh, it's the biggest bag you ever get. It's this and that, but this is their career. Like these are the fighters. These the niggas are sitting down. These the niggas that's getting in the ring, right? We said the same shit with Earl and Bud. I'm talking about I got on their ass, right? I just got through talking to Bomac, right? I got an interview coming up with his ass. I just got to talk to him where he talking about, nigga, I remember y'all dog with, talking shit, right? But it's what you're going to negotiate for, right? Like I say, don't pay a nigga no more or no less, right? This real life. You saying let's be for real. Don't pay a motherfucker no more or nor less. But a nigga not gonna accept less when if I'm deserving more. If I'm deserving more, I know I deserve more, and I'm fighting for, you know what I'm saying, I deserve more, then nobody in their right mind can get pissed off for a nigga that deserve a little bit more, saying, hey, I need my little bit more. Because like I say, it ain't I got Tank knocking his ass out. That's me. Big Dog Willie got him winning. I'm quite sure you agree with me. You got Tank knocking his ass out. But in that knockout, is it, you know what I'm saying? I need what I'm deserving. You know what I'm saying? Because boy, God forbid, Tank knock him the fuck out. Come on now, what's gonna happen to him, Jal Queen? This shit go drop. Y'all might not even watch the nigga no more. You know what I'm saying? That nigga might not ever get
Bruh,
watched.
you already on double undercards. Who's watching you for real
We talking
anyway?
about we not we keep worrying about the double undercord. We keep saying the double undercord, the undercord, right? that has nothing to do with what him and Tank sit down and negotiate. You feel me? It's what you go in there, you negotiate for. You go on the double undercard. Did the main thing for Shakur to do, like I say, is to get that motherfucking W. Make sure you win. And okay, let's say you go out there and have a great fucking fight with Cepeda, right? And let's just say the undercard is better than the main event, right? Because we've seen that happen plenty of times. The undercard is better than the main event. Do that help him out in your eyes?
Absolutely. That's the point that
Okay.
I'm trying to
Okay.
make. The boy is what,
Okay.
23, 24 and 0, but yet your stock is dwindling, which means that even though you're winning, you're losing. Because guess what? You're pity patting niggas. You're not winning in impressive fashion. So guess what? I can take you or leave you. And that, like I said earlier, that is the Mayweather effect. And I will admit that when niggas is clenching that goddamn like a goddamn pocketbook in a goddamn brothel, I don't know. But go in there and fight, my nigga. Like you said, some undercards are better than the main event sometimes. I found who was that for on the undercard? Uh Canelo and them. Their undercard was like a little bit more action packed than Canelo
McGill.
shit
How
was.
many? How many McGill? How
All of
many?
that shit, yeah. And so I can check for you. Even if you lose sometimes, if you lose like a dog, my nigga, you will gain fans. Look at Morrell. Look at David Morrell losing to David Benavidez. He's also on that card. I'm checking for him because you know what? Even though he lost, I can't be mad at you if you lose to a motherfucking beast. It's only gonna be one winner. Both y'all ain't getting your hand raised unless they do some corny draw shit. But it can only be one goddamn winner. And if you go in there and fight like a dog, but you still come up short, I'm not gonna judge you. But if you go in there and you fight like a goddamn little chihuahua and you want to stand on the ropes and beat your chest to me like you some goddamn world beater, I got a problem with you. Cause
Listen,
you're you're finessing the fans.
you don't know how much I advocate for that fucking O. You don't know how much you like. I don't know how long you've been around, Queen. You don't know how much I told niggas like, don't praise the fucking O. Don't praise it, right? Because you can go into a fight and people can feel that you won that fight, but you got the loss. But like you said, I say it all the time. You can win over the fans in a hell of a fight. Who? Torrio Gotti, main a great fucking, you know what I'm saying? We all know that, but that's us coming from a different era, right? This new microwave era, that's all. What Devin tell Teo? I got my O, do you? I got my O, do you? So we know we're in the era of these motherfuckers praising the O, and niggas will do whatever they gotta do to keep it because they feel like that was secure them the bag. They feel like that was secure them to talk the way they talk and things of that nature. When we know that ain't true. Us, some, like I'm gonna say some of us, but not all of us, right? I never praise the fucking O. Floyd, I feel like Floyd is my GOAT, right? Floyd's in the ring. I got Muhammad Ali outside the ring. But I tell niggas don't compare them to Floyd because they not Floyd. They not Floyd. Because we know what Pretty Boy did, and even when he became Money Made and he had the O and he moved, Floyd still fought these motherfuckers. They say, oh, he ran for the Floyd fought Madonna in the first fight. Look what he did with Miguel Cotto. Look what he did with Shane Mosley. Look what he did with Oscar. Ricky had, you know what I'm saying? It's only even Victor Ortiz. He used to knock his ass out before he what he do, try to headbutt him and shit. So even in the Money Mayweather era, Floyd still was fighting their ass, like we were saying. So I get how y'all feel when y'all say go out there and fight, motherfucker. I'm not naive or stupid enough to act like I don't know the sport of boxing. You feel me? I'm never go play down or play down to play on nobody intelligent. So I get what y'all looking for out of Shakur Stevens. I really do. But if we look at it, we looked at the last few fights of his. That's where, like we say, he was a little disappointing, right? From the Santos fight. Some people might say from my guy fight, from Namibia. I can't get my dude name right now, but that's my guy. I talked to him and shit. I hate I can't get his damn name. You know what I'm saying? Where people felt like he ran that fight, even though he dropped his ass, right?
Oh,
Um,
not Navarrete. You talking about
uh,
Heron or
from Namibia, the African kid, where people felt like
I thought that
Shakur.
was yeah, okay. I
Damn, I
thought that was
can't get his
Navarrete,
name.
but go ahead. I know who you're
Not
talking about, the African
Yeah,
nigga.
right.
Uh-huh.
So they felt like Shakur has one because he had pop. My guy had some pop, and that's when people felt like, oh, if you got power, Shakur has really ain't trying to get hit with by that shit. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't really trying to get hit by him. So I definitely agree with what y'all saying on that part. To where you do got to go out there and give it. That's why I'm looking like you saying your shit is good now. You got a motherfucker, and a lot of people saying you have to do everything you got to do because a lot of these niggas saying Shakur got to bow down to Cepeda. He need to go sign the Golden Boy. He need to do everything he need to do to get this William Cepeda fight because William Cepeda is X, Y, and Z, right? All this shit. So now let's see what you go out there and do with William Cepeda. Now I get what you're saying, Queen. Your ass on the undercard again, right? But if you go out there and put on a hell of a performance, it don't matter if it was undercard or main event. As long as your ass go out there, fight to the liking of the people, right? Make some people happy, right? Take some chances. It wouldn't matter. So would that help him out? You say yes, it'll help him out. So the undercard shit won't mean nothing as long as he go out there and do what he got to do.
That is correct, but do like how much faith do we have in him to go out there and do that? Because time and time again, we have seen Shakur say he's going to do something and then does not do it. Now, I get what you're saying. He does need to stop talking like that. More importantly, but if I got to be honest with you, Money Brown, I don't think he got any dog in him. Like he said, what did he say when De Los Santos hit him? Or one of them, he said he felt like he was about to throw up. He didn't want to feel that pain anymore. The boy don't like to get hit, and nobody should, obviously. But this is boxing, bro. And there comes a point in time in every fight. I don't care how good defensively you are. There comes a point in a time in every fight where you gotta get in there and let a nigga know who running shit. You gotta get in there and show a nigga who's really that and who's not. Because running around the ring, pit pat and pop shot in here, pop shot in there, that ain't showing me nothing. That ain't even showing me you got no dog in you. Because what if y'all doing that back and forth, right? And it's neck and neck. What you gonna do to edge that shit out? You gonna have to
Right.
get in there and let a nigga know what's up.
But
Does
it
he
sound
have
like
that in him? And I just don't see it. Maybe
it
he
sound
got it in him. Maybe nobody brought it out of him. But me, to this date, watching Shakur fight, I have not seen that. I have not seen him, besides the Jamel Herring shit, where you just knew you was going to beat him up because you done sparred him 97 times. And outside of that fight, I cannot say, yeah, Shakur is a dog. He going to get in there and dog a nigga. I cannot comfortably say that and not think I'm lying to myself.
he beat the shit out of Oscar Valdez, but I laugh because you sound like Tupac off of Juice. You got to get in there and let them niggas know what time it is.
That's what I'm
But
saying. You gotta let a
yeah,
nigga know, yo. You gotta let
yeah,
him
I
know
feel
who's
you.
king of that ring while you in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
ring.
I feel you on that point, and that's true. Like that's true, especially if you talking about you. I'm gonna knock Tank the fuck out and all this shit. So, and like you said,
Now that was
um,
just poppycock. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? That was
yeah,
just pure unadulterated bullshit right there. I don't even know
right,
how he let that come out his mouth.
right. You ain't feeling yourself that much, boy. But
I mean, how you even? And that's another thing too. Like I hear you. You say you want to fight Tank. Boy, you had to soak your hands in ice after fighting an electrician. What the fuck you gonna do when you in there with that goddamn silverback gorilla? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna? I should feel like I should be singing the goddamn theme song for cops. What you gonna do when Tank comes for you? Like what you gonna do when you see that nigga across the ring smiling at you with that smirk that he puts on his face when he know he got you? What are you gonna do?
that's one thing I say. I say this as well. They killing that. God damn, I trying to drop my damn toilet. They killing that gorilla. But like you say though, with the Zapata shit, only time go tell. Like you said, and I'm not mad at nobody. Like you say, y'all lose faith in him. Y'all don't think he gonna do X, Y, and Z. He got to go in there and prove it. You know what I'm saying? This is an opportunity. Like you say, in New York, you in New York, so you ain't that far from Jersey. You in a position now to where people feel to be watching your ass. You got to go out here and do to Wim Sabata. You got let's say that you got to do better than Tevin Foreman, my boy. Shout out to my brother Tevin. I love Tevin. Tevin is my nigga, man. I fuck with that nigga heavy. You got to go out here and do better than Tevin because Tevin is a fighter and a mover, right? But like you said, it came that time where Tevin say, "Fuck this shit. I got to go with this motherfucker." And Tevin went out there and he went with him, bagged his ass up, dropped him. You have to outperform Tevin Foreman, bro. You have to. And I ain't gonna say you got the same fight style, but y'all boxer punches, right? And when we look at you, you should have more power than Tevin. Let's just be realistic. You know what I'm saying? You should have more power than Tevin, bro. You bigger than Tevin, right? And you should be more stronger than Tevin. So, you gotta go out here and do better to me, right? You gotta go do better than my dude Tevin, and you gotta go out here and win this shit, right? So that's gonna be a good comparison. Not saying you gotta um, do some stupid shit. But we seen how Tevin made him look, and we seen that William Cepeda can be stopped. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying go out here and abandon your whatever game plan you got coming up. But we see that Williamson paid the Cammy drop and the Cammy stop due to Tevin Former. And we know Tevin ain't even a big puncher like that. Nowhere near a big puncher. You know what I mean? Tevin probably got less knockouts than Shakur Stevenson. So, we go see. We go see.
Yeah,
But I'm
that
not
like
knocking
I
nobody
said,
that say, yeah, I'm not knocking nobody who's saying, nah, his ass got to show me. And I said, I had a motherfucker calling
yeah.
from jail getting on Shakur Stevenson ass. You know what I'm saying? So, trust me, I get it.
Yeah, no, and I mean, like you said, but I think that that would help Shakur secure more fans too. Because let's be real, the more asses you can put in the seat, the more opportunities you'll have to main event, the more money you'll get. So I don't know what Big Dog Willie talking about. It's not about the money. Yes, it is. It's absolutely about the money. This is the
Oh,
boxing entertainment business. Keyword being business, bruh. They always want a return on their investment, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? No matter what's going on, and he's just not a big return on any investment, which why I think they keep sticking him on undercards because it's like, whatever. He's not really going to garner that much, you know what I'm saying, fan base. He doesn't have a big fan base, mainly because he shits on fans too. You know what I'm saying? He's taking a page out of Terrence Crawford's damn playbook, shitting on the fans, so that don't help. And then your performances don't help, you know. So it's like he really needs to, like I said, man, I just I want a lot of questions answered for me in this Zepeda fight, and I will be watching closely because I want to see how he performs. Zepeda throws punches and bunches, and he's gonna come forward. So I want to see if Shakur can really get in his bag and show me that he can do what he say he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree 100. Like you ain't said not one line and what you just said, nor what you said with the Terrence Crawford situation. I go even deeper than that. Andre Ward as well. You know, and I love Ward. We know Ward is a fucking fighter, but Ward won. He wasn't like he won pay per view box office type shit until he started fighting Kovalev, right? Until he started getting the look Kovalev fight. That was at the end of his career, all the way at the end of his career. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like for sure, you got them fighters that you can fight your ass off. You got this, but you're not gonna be too appeasing to the fans. You're just not gonna be too appeasing to the fans, and that's what it is. And you have to accept that. But at the same time, in certain situations, you do have to go. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that 120%. I'm not going to sugarcoat that or shy away from that and saying, oh, well, no, you know what? He could just fight that fight queen and you have to accept it. And because, some niggas, this, nah, hell no, nah, fuck no. Nah. Then, like you said earlier in the beginning, which made 120% all the way, if you asking for me to pay my $75, $80, nowadays, you mother want to go to 99.99, right? If you ask me to pay this to watch you, then I'm definitely gonna need. I need a pound of flesh, homie. Like I
Yeah,
need that. I
I need
guess
to
to
see
have
somebody
that.
bleeding or
Yeah, I
something.
need some
Somebody got
blood.
to be bleeding or something,
Damn
yo.
right, and I need that
That
for at least 6 rounds. Okay, you can the first six, all right, but I need at least 6 rounds of excitement to where I'm like, God damn, okay, that was worth my money. Or if not,
yep.
and that's anything. If the product ain't good, nobody want to buy that shit. That's just a fact.
Exactly. That's my whole point, bro. Like it's like I'm not buying what you're trying to sell, and then you're
Right.
trying to strong arm me and make me feel bad because I don't want your little funky product. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, how
Like,
you
no,
not?
it's
You
going to
know what I'm
work.
saying?
I'm telling you, it worked. Ask to
Yeah,
these
it's like
niggas that
because
do.
I just saw this fall apart over there. This shit ain't gonna work, but you gonna tell me when I
Yeah.
get it to my house it's gonna work? Like, nigga, please.
Ask the two white people that only bought this motherfucker today how it worked. Because the niggas passing me up. Hell yeah.
Nah, but and then I mean like so I don't want to like beat Shakur to death, although he needs somebody to whoop his ass. But the Devin situation, I mean, like you said, he needs to fight Ryan again, which I 100% agree with. But do you think he needs to go back to 140, or do you think that he needs to go play with the big boys at 147?
Like you said earlier, I feel like his ass need to make 140. Like, I'm just going to be realistic. I always say this about him, right? I always say this about Devin. His legs, oh my.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what him and Bill got going on over there. I wanted just, and like I said, a win for Rolly isn't a win for Devin because Rolly was able to take away that left hook, and apparently Devin, the only thing he could do was keep getting hit in the damn face with it, like his face was a magnet for it or something. So I just feel like he got to right that wrong. But after he rights that wrong, what is next for him? because at 140 he looked like one of them damn skeletons off the Thriller video, and it's apparent to me that he's a little too scared to go up to 147 because for whatever reason he don't want to play with the big boys. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, this is me. Could you kick that one out? My damn computer went dead on me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
But like you were saying, like I feel like this at 147, I'm with you. He can't take that pop up there. Like he's not going to be able to take that pop. Like that's just real life. Like I don't care what Bill and them thinking or what he say. You know how you go to like what's that to be his third division, 35, 40, 47. You know how they say, oh, you go to a certain like Roy Jones did with John Ruiz up at the heavyweight division, like he fought him instead of Holyfield now. You have to go up there and pick a certain opponent, which they really you gotta
yeah,
really
he's gonna be fighting low hanging fruit.
exactly. You gotta really play it safe up there, buddy. Like you're not going up there talking about none of them top shotters, none of them top dogs. Like they was aiming for Mario Barrio, and we know why they aim for Mario.
But Bill has mentioned Boots before too.
Yeah, exactly. But they ain't gonna go nowhere near him. They ain't gonna go nowhere. Like I
That's
promise.
what I'm talking about. Clout chasing, yo, that shit annoys me.
I don't look. I'm gonna be realistic. I don't even think that going near Brian Norman. Just my opinion. Just on the simple fact that like they know them ones that's gonna walk you down and that's really gonna be active. That's gonna throw a lot of punches. They not trying to see that shit for real. Like Bill, smart as fuck, and trust me, Bill watch everything, Queen. So I won't be surprised if he send his ass in her. Yeah, yeah. You know, I heard this. I heard the sister. I just
Nah, I ain't big enough for Bill yet, but I want to make a trail because I done made a couple videos about him. So if he ever do pop up, I'm gonna let him know. I stand on everything I say. You need to get your funky ass out your son's face, go somewhere and comb your nappy ass hair for starters, and for two, take the tricycles off that boy bike. That boy is a married man with a goddamn child, and you need to go somewhere and let somebody. Like I don't know if you saw what Shane said. They didn't train Devin for that. They trained him for something else, but instead he went listening to his daddy and went in there running around the ring. They plan to do that against Ryan. Like, what kind of shit is that?
told people this. Listen, Bill, like I said, people keep talking about, oh well, Devin need to go get a new track. He's not going to let nobody get in that corner. Like I said, he did it with Mickey Bay. He did it with Big Floyd, right? Anytime you go in there and you look good with Devin, you do something. Shout out to my brother Mickey Bay because he had the Floyd Mayweather thing down packed. So that's why he tried to ease his way to Mickey Bay over there. As soon if that thing was going good, when the fight came on, where was Mickey Bay? Outside the ring. Big Floyd wasn't going for that shit. They tried to go to Ronnie Shield. You know, Ronnie Shield say, buddy, you not coming over here controlling shit. So if you think you gonna come over here and do this, you might as well just keep it on stepping and keep on with the keep on. So he's never going to. And let me give you credit on this too, Queen. Thank you for this. Clearing up that shit where they out here stay talking about, oh, Devin sent sent Jose Ramirez to the hospital. He said, man, quit acting like this dude went in there and did some. If Jose Ramirez went to the hospital, it's because he hit Devin on the motherfucking head, on the hip, he twisted something. It ain't had shit to do with what Devin was doing in that ring. If that's the case, that man went to the hospital. But like I said, they always getting checked out in the goddamn ambulance. So who knows? Maybe he needed an IV bag. He was dehydrated or some shit because he was trying to make weight. Like, let's cut the bullshit out. Y'all don't have no paperwork on why he went to the hospital, but they screaming Devin sent him to the hospital as if Devin went out there and just went beast mode on some shit. Please cut that shit out. But he
He's another one. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, so the 147 situation, they not gonna do that. Like to be honest with you, this how I really believe they gonna try to continue to fight another catch weight, right? They gonna try to find someone around 144, 145. They gonna try to fight another catch weight, right? Because like I say, if it ain't Ryan Garcia, it should be Rolly. But I don't think they gonna do the Rolly situation because I think they might look at Rolly as being too dangerous. So when we're looking at that, it's gonna probably be something outside of that where they made somebody that can't punch. You know what I mean? Somebody that can't punch, or it's gonna be a short little threat, maybe because he needed to get his mind back in again. Like I said, I give him a little leeway for this one. That's just me. Right? I know y'all like fuck that nigga. Go take your ass in that fight. I give him a little leeway, but I feel like the second fight, if it ain't Ryan, if it ain't Rolly, then I know for sure it's gonna be somebody that can't punch. That Devin can probably go out there and box circles around, or probably like you say, when you ain't got a dog in front of you, you can stand there and throw a few more punches because you ain't got to worry about what's coming back at you.
Yeah, but even shit, he looks shell shocked about that because Ramirez didn't have that much punching power either, and he barely touched him. Like I said, that fight was tailor made for him to win because they gave Devin. I don't know if you saw that round one, and I don't even see how they did that because he didn't throw not one punch that whole goddamn round. Later in the fight, he seemed to kind of pick his shots, but even then, he was still running around the ring, scared to death, and it was apparent to me that like. Yo, this nigga is shell shocked. He got PTSD. And the only reason that I don't give him a pass is because number one, nobody told you to stay out of the ring that long, bro. You
Right.
stayed out the same amount of time that Ryan did for absolutely no reason. You claim your jaw wasn't broke, so there was no healing time needed. Now, if you want to do 6 months, cool. But why you ain't come back on that BLK Prime? Because I don't know if you remember, they posted something on, well, BLK Prime posted something on X that Devin was coming back. That was a couple of months ago. And we was all like, well, who's he going to fight? Who's his opponent? So you should have took if you needed a tune-up fight and then came right back to fight Ryan. Like, I just don't understand this. Both of them. And I'm not going to give either one of them too much of a pass, but Ryan fought a harder puncher than Devin did. Like you said, Rolly can punch, and Tank said that he was the hardest puncher he's ever faced.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand how Rolly was able to take away Ryan's left hook, but Devin wasn't. Rolly was holding that goddamn phone like it was hot glued to his damn face. I mean, seriously, it baffled me how he was able to do that. You weren't. You didn't even fight a full 147. Like, I just don't get it. The boy, listen, I don't know what Devin and Bill got going on, but it's a bunch of bullshit. He's going to suck his way back down to 140 probably, like you said, and just continue to weight bully there, because I don't know if you saw that clip I put up, but Eddie Hearn said he could have sworn that Devin was well over 160 on fight night. That is a big ass boy, and I've been saying that for a minute. I mean, I get you don't have the punching power to go play with the big boys, but you can't keep sucking yourself down either, because that's really not doing you any favors.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, outside of, I mean, luckily for Devin, he has Lomachenko on his resume, but even that's a controversial win. I mean, Loma probably didn't do enough in the beginning to edge it out, but towards the end of that fight, Loma was whooping Devin ass.
Hit him with
So
every.
I don't know why he think he can even go in there and fuck with Tank, because Loma was beating the brakes off him. So I don't know.
I said, man, Quinn, they called me. Listen, I told him once that boy legs went out, Lomachenko hit him with everything that he, to the point to what? Do you remember this? Dad, he figured me out, Dad.
He's figured me out, Dad.
That- Hey, no, look, just keep doing what you do. Keep doing what I'm doing. If I just told
That's what I'm
you,
saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. Bill need to get out that boy ear. But to your point, he ain't gonna let nobody else train him. And that's another thing. Y'all done had about 18 different goddamn trainers. Y'all keep changing trainers like you're changing your goddamn underwear. What is going on? I don't see no improvement. If you're gonna be the only one telling him what to do anyway, why do you keep getting all these trainers? Why?
he want all the glory because if something happened, he want to say he the reason why he want all the glory. Not them fathers be can't get out their son way. And
Yeah, but then you don't want the criticism when your son get his ass whooped, i.e., 4/20/2024.
exactly for real.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the game plan was trash. Y'all want to say Ryan cheated, whatever, have at it with the Ostarine, but that still has nothing to do with the fact that you couldn't hold that fucking phone, Devin. When you got hit with the first left hook, why you didn't make adjustments? Only thing I kept seeing Bill tell you to do was clinch, 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 hug him, hug him. Like what is going on here?
That's why
I just
they
I
don't
don't know.
adjustments. They don't. Bill can't he don't coach to make adjustments, right? So, I will say some shit like Corey Spink said about one train, but I don't want to blast them. But like they can teach you only so much, but they can't take you no further than what they can show you. And we know Bill ain't really no goddamn boxing trainer like that. Like Bill ain't grew up in no goddamn gym, boxing and things of that nature. So he know he can't take Devin further than these other trainers can take him. But since Devin on top, he making the millions and shit like that. For a minute, I thought his ass got fired the way he was talking after that Ryan fight. Whatever my son choose to do, I'm gonna ride with it, and I respect him. He's the boss. So if he choose to do this, I say finally Devin got smart and said, look here, pops, your ass got to sit to the side. But then they started talking about that Osterring shit. That's when he started coming out being so confident again. This, that, and the third, and that what I'm saying, put him probably back in the driver's seat as the trainer.
I agree with that.
Just like I told people, if they banking on, it was Osterring and that's the reason why you don't go out there and make no adjustments, then it just gonna happen again. And like you said, his chin is his chin. So ain't no training, no chin. So if that motherfucker is a weakling, then you got a weakling chin. And if the right person catch you on it, your ass go feel the results. You know what I'm saying? You just ain't got no granny chin. Like I'm telling you, that Regis fight went to his head. The Regis fight went all the way to his head. And even in that fight, right, that's a fight where he could have got Regis up out of there, but he didn't take the chances. He didn't go after Regis. He didn't go try to stop him. When you see you had a dead man in front of you, but then you went out there and you try to go hook with a hook and punch with a puncher. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, just my opinion, the fight you fought against Ryan, you should have fought against Regis. And the fight you fought against Regis, you should have tried to fight that fight against Ryan. You took a few chances, you still use your legs a little bit more. And I think that's where, the difference, come in. But overall, like you say, I ain't like, he got to show. I gave him credit on the next fight. If it ain't a puncher, I'm not gonna believe it until I see him fight a puncher, and see what he can do with somebody that's not just a puncher, need an active, vibrant puncher, somebody that's, what I'm saying, that can really fight, that can get up under your ass a little bit, to see if, what I'm saying, the Ryan, as you, well, let me not play dumb. I know what it is with them. The leg, once the leg's gone, everybody got a chance. I call him a front runner, a 6 round fighter early on, if it's somebody that can fight. Because if you can pressure him and make him move all around the ring and get them legs tired, you're gonna have a chance down the stretch, because he's gonna be right there to be hit. And that's just what it is with his ass.
Yeah, I mean, and to that point, I think that they've been very cautious with their selections as well when it comes to opponents. They fucked up with Ryan because they were chasing behind Tank. They wanted to prove that they could whoop him too. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And I don't really know why Devin did that, knowing that they fought 6 times in the amateurs and it was split down the middle. And this was before Ryan got his man strength. So I don't know when Devin's is coming. I guess Amazon Prime got it. But this is before Ryan got his man strength, but Ryan has since come into his man strength. We know he's spamming that left hook ridiculously, and you couldn't do a damn thing about it, which lets me know you need another voice in your ear in that corner, to your point, and to the point that I made before. Somebody who has actually boxed, somebody who can tell you, okay, slip this, do this, jab that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of all you do is that little funky ass, dusty ass jab. That's it.
yeah. But Bill ain't gonna let it happen. Like I said, that's his worst enemy. That's his worst enemy right there. Your pops is gonna be your worst downfall, because he not gonna let nobody get that type of glory. Because just think about it. Soon somebody come, if you know what I'm saying, if was a fifth, we all be drunk. So if Bill was to give another trainer that chance to go out there and Devin look damn good and show out, then that says a lot about him. And then it's gonna be like, oh shit, now move your ass to the side to where you don't have all this power, or you know what I'm saying, or he feel like his power diminishing, and that's what he don't want to relinquish. He don't want to relinquish that. Oh man, me and my son went in there and we did this. Whenever you hear them fathers say that, oh, we build this shit, from the ground
Oh
up.
yeah,
Yeah, we,
Teo's father. Teo's father said, oh, "I'm like, we? What
yeah,
the hell are you talking about?"
for real. We. Like, motherfucker, you ain't taking these punches in here getting cracked on your
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
shit, or you not gonna take the criticism. Like, once
Nope.
come down to it, I gotta take all the criticism and the backlash and the memeing and all this shit every time I'm out. Not you. You feel me? So yeah, Bill, we lose together, we lost together. Boy, you ain't lose shit. That boy, when I got his ass dropped face on swole mode, and got his pride hurt. And you
And then they think it erases because they got the O. They got the, and that's how, going back to what we said earlier, they so worried about that O. You wanted that O back so goddamn bad, bro. What difference does it make if you shell shocked? It doesn't erase what happened.
exactly, that's what I say. Don't take away from the pain and the beating put on your ass, because whatever you say, dude, I got my O. That memory still in your head and you getting your ass whooped.
Which
That
is how he performed on Friday night, like he got his ass whooped.
Exactly, because if you didn't, you would have been in there trying to knock Jose Cepeda the fuck out, and that shows that, you feel me, that ass whooping is still in your head, brother. So you can try all you want to make as if it didn't happen, or if we didn't see it, like we can't unsee it. Oh, I got my the fight didn't count. Well, get the money back. You feel me? Y'all talking about, well, the fight didn't count and this and that. You motherfuckers ain't pay that money back if the fight didn't count. You feel me? Give us our motherfucking the money that we paid to watch y'all ass. We want that back too. Then if it didn't count, motherfucker. So that means we just paid y'all for no reason. Yeah. Y'all ain't giving that pay back. So that fight did count. You got your ass kicked in that ring. It showed. It showed on your body, and you just can't take that back. But the thing is to move forward and to learn from it. Hopefully, right? Hopefully,
But
y'all.
I think the most important thing though is it's showing up in his mind. It's showing up in the ring. You know what I'm saying? It's showing up through his performances. And this what happens when your house is built on a deck of cards, right? When you're not really like that, the first time you take some actual punishment or get hit with a flush shot that really puts you on your ass, that changes your whole demeanor. That changes how you move forward. Like look at Ryan in the Rolly fight. The first time when Rolly put him on his ass, that took the whole fight out of Ryan.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like these guys today, I don't know what's going on with them. It's like they want the glitz and the glam, I guess, or just the fact that they can say they're a boxer. But it's not many of them that I can actually say I consider dogs. You know what I'm saying? They glorify that way too much. I think they're way too selective with their opponents and try to pass them off to us like it's some type of great fight. When in actuality, it's just you padding your resume with fluff, peanut butter, pillows. You know what I'm saying? It's like
then it's like the
that's why I think they chase Tank so much, but because they want that name on their resume, but it's gonna end up on the resume on the wrong way that you think. You know?
yeah, yeah. And then the boxing media as well. That shit start going to their head because once they start winning, or you go out there and do something you're supposed to do, they start, oh, this guy is this, and wow, he's this. And then once they start getting in the rankings and things of that nature, and not only that, once they start making millions of dollars, that's when they feel like, oh, I'm just top shot, or I'm top notch, I'm this, I'm that. You know what I'm saying? Which, of course, you're supposed to feel yourself in the sport and things of that nature, but you know if your ass fought a dog or not. You know if you fought a killer or not. So you know what I mean. That's when it start going to their head, and then they start, oh, because I do hate this too. And that's with everybody. I ain't just being selective. When they start, oh, he's a nobody, or what have he done? When your ass really ain't done that. So that's why I don't really like to nitpick at resumes. But we also know, like, oh, if your first 13 fights, if you getting built up your first 13 fights, don't go too crazy. That's my opinion. Don't go too crazy. You did what you're supposed to do. We know, you know what I'm saying, there's nitpicking and handpicking. So once you start getting to the contenders and the champions, that's when you can start, putting a little braggadocious out there. But not saying don't feel yourself up and coming, but even when cats get to the top, you go on there and you beat somebody that you know you're supposed to beat, and they start feeling themselves. Edgar Berlanga is one of them. You know what I'm saying? I like him. I never thought he'd get a Canelo fight. He ended up getting it though, but he was knocking out motherfuckers first round knockouts, and all of a sudden he was the number one pound for pound fighter in his eyes. So it's like, they do shit that they supposed to do it against, and the boxing media, they start putting it out there, because it do be exciting. I'm not gonna take away from exciting, knocking motherfuckers out, but the boxing media sometimes go too far and start just putting motherfuckers on the stage where they don't belong, and that shit can hype their ass up too until they ass get brought down to earth, and they don't know how to handle that shit because as all the praise you get, it feel good. When your ass get brought down to earth and that criticism get on your ass, some of these cats can't handle it. They ain't mentally tough like that, and that's what starts spiraling their ass out of control.
And that to me lets me know that deep down inside you ain't been really fighting nobody. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And that puts me borderline on Keyshawn's ass because although you're going in there and doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's like, whoa, Nelly, you know what I'm saying? You really ain't fighting no killers neither. And I'm not even sure how much credit I'm gonna give you for De Los Santos because that nigga been on a year layoff with blood clots and medical issues and things of that nature. So I'm not really high up on that either. What I really want to do is see you fight Abdullah. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys that need to really be fighting each other, even at contender stages. And like, what the hell is going on with Shoo Carrington? That nigga 47 years old, still fighting 10-round fights. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the way that these guys are being pushed along. I get it. You have to build the fighter up. You have to build his confidence. You have to put him in there with different styles so that he can craft his own style and get adjusted and accustomed to fighting different styles. I get all of that. But it's like, at what level do you then start to increase the competition? Because your whole career can't be that. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And if your whole career is that, then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Then that's when we start hollering you ain't really fighting no damn body. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because that's when it becomes true. You know what I'm saying? If you've avoided the real killers and dealers your whole career, and then you get in there with somebody who might not even really be a killer and dealer, he just might can whoop your ass. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying? Like, i.e. Ryan to Devin, he just had your number. Y'all fought 6 times. He already knew he could whoop you. Just like if you go back and look at the sparring session with Rolly and Ryan, when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, Rolly might whoop his ass," because he looked like he was mauling him in the sparring session.
Yeah,
Ryan nose is bleeding, all kind of foolishness. So I was like, "Oh, okay." Originally I was like, "Nah, Ryan gonna beat his ass," but then when I saw the sparring, I'm like, "Wait a minute."
that's what
Rolly looked like he was giving Ryan a little bit of work. You know what I'm saying? So it's just certain people that have your number. But if you are a true competitor, you don't just quit in the ring. You don't run around the ring shell shocked, and then you and your daddy go sit on the sidelines like y'all really did some shit. It's like, yo, I'm not in the Twilight Zone. I know what the hell I just saw. You know
right.
what I'm saying? They gave you the win because the play was for you to fight Ryan. Ryan might have fumbled that, which is why you don't make 2 or 3 fights down the damn line. But at the same time, yo, like you said, just admit, like, listen, we went in there to do what we had to do, get the ring rust off us or whatever the case may be. And then, going forward, we'll be better. Don't stand on the ring and beat your goddamn chest like you really did something. The nigga Ramirez, you got him from the senior citizen department of box rec. You know what I'm saying? His punching power wasn't all of that. That nigga 62. What did you really do? You were supposed to go in there and dog him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
it's not making no sense to me. Like I said, they actions don't be matching their words. But we been knew Bill was a goddamn liar. It's just to the point now. It's like, how much more of this shit do we got to take, Bill? How much more of this garbage do we really need to listen to? Because now it's not about building your son. You're just an attention whore at this point. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
that he love hearing himself talk. So all I want to know is, so Derek, why didn't you train him? The first time we went around, that's what I want to know, because we all know that he did this. You doing all that? You ain't even fighting Ryan that motherfucker. You fight this motherfucking Jose Ramirez, and you still worrying about Ryan and all this shit that's going on. Which lets me know y'all feel some type of way for real. That don't give me that Osterine shit. Y'all feeling some type
Oh yeah, no, Ryan lives rent free in his head. That is a fact.
free, rent free, like they couldn't wait. I say him, especially the goddamn Devin fanatics. They needed that to. Boy, I'm talking about that save they ass, because they just can't stop talking about Ryan now, and that's the reason why he lost. And like you said earlier, bro, just because Rolly beat him, that don't mean Devin beat him. Like y'all steady sitting up here, oh, that's the reason why. We don't know if that's the reason why. We don't know. Devin don't punch like Rolly. So we want to see when he fight Ryan. Okay, let's see if he take the chances and walk him down like Rody walked him down, and see if y'all can beat him. Like I say, this might be y'all best shot catching him off a loss where he a little mentally weak. But overall, shit, if y'all saying he dirty, this, that, and the third, when we know if he went on Osterim in this fight, he damn sure ain't gonna be on Osterim in the next fight. So this might be our best shot to catch his ass. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all probably can't beat him then. You feel me? Because like you said, Devin, your ass ain't going there and fight a spectacular fight where it and like, oh man, look how he looked against Jose Ramirez, and look how Ryan did him. You see, it's a totally different. Now look how Ryan looked, and like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna think, I no goddamn body, dude. So he probably go fight Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Who knows how you go fight Ryan? Who
Well,
knows?
they said they were training for Ryan. They trained to react that way for a Ryan fight. But to me, I don't see how, because Ramirez is not as fast as Ryan. He's not as young as Ryan. And Ryan know you can't do a goddamn thing to hurt him. So
Exactly.
he coming forward. It ain't like you stopping nobody with that dusty ass jab. You know what I'm saying? You might deter him for a moment, but Ryan on that ass. You know what I'm saying? He know you fool. When a nigga know you fool, there's nothing you can really do. And like I said, I think they got lucky twice. I think they got lucky with that Osterine excuse, because outside of that, like you said, they was about to enter the witness protection program from that ass whooping. And now they just got lucky again with the fight possibly being derailed because Rolly upset the apple cart. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Devin went up there shaking Rolly's hand like Rolly was a celebrity and he was a goddamn man fan. Thank you for beating up my bully. That's how it looked. Like, man, if you don't go sit your ass down.
Right, saved my life. But I was telling people too, Queen, with that sparring with Rolly and Ryan, I'm telling people like, bro, don't forget, they know Ryan was young. I say, man, look here, brother. Rolly can punch, so I'm giving Rolly a chance. But like I said, I'm not gonna sit up there and say I thought Rolly was gonna win the fight. But I knew damn well Rolly. Like people kept saying like Ryan just finna knock his ass out. I'm like, it ain't finna just be that now. Like I don't know who the fuck y'all think Rolly is. Like Rolly ain't no bitch. Rolly got that retarded strength, and Rolly ass is coming to fight to prove a point. And Rolly ain't scared of Ryan. Like that's what they had to understand. He is not scared of Ryan Garcia. This is a fight that he's been wanting. Like this is a fight that Rolly's been wanting since the sparring session with Floyd trying to make the shit happen, things of that nature. But they weren't trying to fuck with Roddy back then because his name wasn't as big. So they knew that it was a chance that Roddy can go in there and beat his ass. But
Ryan ain't stupid. He ain't stupid at all. So that's
I'll
why.
take it a step further. It's something they was hoping. You know what I'm saying? Deep down inside, they can't tell me they wasn't glad. They wasn't hoping that Rolly whooped his ass. And that's the thing too. They know Rolly can punch it. And look how funny it is. Remember Bill said that maybe Rolly can carry his bags or some shit, and then you ended up on Rolly's undercard.
Right.
My have the mighty have fallen. That's what I'm saying, yo. That house of cards is tumbling down. You know what I'm saying? Humpty Dumpty falling down to the ground. His son's career is just, and I blame Bill. I really do. I blame Bill for everything that's going on from the fight, even taking that fight. You know what I'm saying? Because Ryan is stronger than your son. Like I said, y'all fought him 6 times. You know he's stronger than your son. You know he's faster than your son. Why would you take that fight to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Then from there, the lawsuit, knowing people gonna clown you. You suing him for unwanted touching, like it was a bad date or some shit. Like, come on, man. Just certain things just didn't make sense from that fight. It just seems like everything has been just a domino effect all the way down. You know what I'm saying? To now, look at you. You want undercards. I mean, you ain't never been the most exciting fighter to begin with, but look at you. You want a nigga that you said will be carrying your bags. You want his undercard. And then that goes to show you how much Turkey really respects you and thinks of you. He put you on an undercard of a nigga that you claim cheated you, a drug cheat. The shit is ridiculous, yo. And I don't see how Bill can really think that he's doing his son any favors. What he thinks he's doing for his son's career, besides dismantling everything that he claims his son has accomplished. Because we all saw that video, you jumping up and down, happy as hell that Kambosos won that fight over Teo. You was not trying to fight no goddamn Teofimolopez. Let's call it what it is. Because I don't think you could have whooped him if we keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, they're not rooted in reality either, man. You there, Money? Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, they're just not rooted in reality either, people. You know what I'm saying? Bill and Devin, man, they're just not, they're not authentic. You know what I'm saying? And I get what Bill thinks he's doing. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't understand it, me personally.
Yeah.
You know?
Uh.
Oh, I'm okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I heard you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. You went out. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
He wasn't beating T.O. I'm with like I swear to you. Like I had the same. Like I said, T.O. hit too hard. I feel like that was a fight where it would have been a good fight, but I wasn't picking him to beat at that time. At that time, I agree with you 120%. They was not trying to see T.O. They was not trying to see T.O. And they wasn't gonna fight T.O. That's why I said, even though, and it's just me, right? I'm not gonna say, oh, okay, he didn't take the opportunity for the belts. They knew, Queen. They knew that they was gonna beat George Kambosos. They knew it, right? Of course. So he thought when they got the belts, listen to me, Queen. He thought when he got the belt, it was gonna give him leverage over Tank, but that shit didn't work because he still had the rematch with Teofimolopez. And even when I mean not T.O. sorry, George Kambosos. When the second fight came up, you got to remember they still had to take less money, and that's what Bill was pissed off about. That's why Bill kept trying to get out of that contract. That's why he kept. But Tank, and not just want to fight Tank, like you said, Shakur, thinking he can tell Tank what to do. This motherfucker told Tank, we can go to 140 and fight Tank. Let's go to 140. Like, because he knew he couldn't fight him at 35 because they had the titles. And if he dropped the
And
title,
you know he rehydrate big.
yes, 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 yes. They knew it. They knew it. Like they knew that they was already struggling making the weight at 35. And they knew, okay, we fight George Kambosos again, we go over there, outbox his ass. But that money wasn't because they thought, oh man, we won. We should get the lion's share of the money now. We did what we had to do to win the fight. But under that contract, George Kambosos, okay, he lost the titles, but that motherfucking bank account got a little bit fatter off their ass, right? And they didn't like that shit. And that's why go look at it. Bill did everything he in his powers to try not to make that second fight happen with
Oh,
George.
I know. I think they only got like 20%. And I know, and that all came like around the time I think the Tank was getting out of jail or went to jail or some shit. They was like begging basically like why he don't pay the step aside money for he's scared. He's scared. Like, bruh, nobody's checking for you niggas. Tank know what it is. That's the thing. Like people, they can say what they want about him. Tank is very intelligent, yo. He's very street smart and he see these niggas for what they are. He know that they looking at him like a big bag. Me personally, I think he knows he can whoop their ass, but it's just the fact that they just be so thirsty. Like, And I get it, like, oh, fight them just so we can know that you can whoop their ass. But he like, yo, these niggas, he know what type of time Bill and Devin on. He know the weight games that they be playing. So you really think I'm gonna let you come in the ring? You want to fight me at 140? So I know you already coming in the ring at what, 145, 148? You know what I'm saying? Like, you anything to have an advantage. He not stupid.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? He is not stupid.
this what pissed Tank off, and I can't be mad at Tank for feeling this type of way, right? This what pissed him off. And it'll piss any of us off because especially when you're coming from the streets, right? And I don't think a few people that go, but I don't hold back shit and I don't kiss no ass either way. I keep it real. When it came, like Tank said, right? When it came to certain shit, right, with Floyd and a game, he was putting Shakur up on game. Where okay, don't sign with this nigga, bro. It's gonna be X, Y, and Z, brother. Don't do this, don't do that, right? Do this and do that, right? All right. So like he's saying, I'm looking at y'all as little brother. Don't get not saying I won't fight y'all. I'm not going in that category where I'm saying I won't fight y'all because like I know Tank can fight any goddamn body and I got Tank beating them all. It's the fact that like Tank said, okay, all right, I'm keeping the trail with y'all and shit, and we behind the scenes, but then when the camera come in y'all face, you niggas talking about I'm scared to fight y'all and I'm ducking y'all and it's this and it's that. That what pissed them off. Like what the fuck are you niggas talking about? Like now you niggas you start winning your titles, you start getting millions of dollars. Now you start feeling yourself, right? Not saying you're not supposed to feel yourself, but like we said, all this I not tank out shit, I do this. Slow your motherfucking horses, brother. What makes you think I'm afraid of you? Or I won't fight you when you know I'll fight you. You know what I'm saying? I said I'll fight you. Like that's why I said when we said earlier, Tank said he'll fight him on certain occasions. I'm a witness to that because I made videos on all that shit. I got video like I ain't gonna miss on nothing. But it's like when they start coming out talking about he was afraid of them and shit like that, that pissed them off. And then that make you say, man, nigga, fuck you. You ain't getting no fight. How about that? Since I'm scared to fight you, yeah, I'm scared to fight you, motherfucker. How about that? Now sit your ass all the way in the back of the line. And you know what I'm saying? I'll fight you when I want to fight you. I think that's what Tank at with it right now. Cause he gonna make his money regardless. You know what I'm saying? Tank gonna make his shit regardless, like Canelo gonna make his shit regardless.
Oh, I'm all talking. I'm on mute. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, and like you say, they all know Tank will fight them, but when it come down to it, will y'all really fight him? You know what I'm saying? And the answer is, I doubt it. They just a bunch of fucking clout chasers. They know it. Tank know it. We all know the shit. You know what I'm saying? But they have a certain select fan base who doesn't want to be real and say what it really is. Like even if you got sent to offer, would you really fight Javante? Because they love to talk about that sparring session. From what I saw in that sparring session, you snuck the nigga from behind and he didn't even move. And whenever he felt like it, he turned up on your ass and started mollywhopping you all over that goddamn ring. Y'all may have gotten the 20K, but he got signed to Mayweather, not y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it really doesn't. I mean, you can say whatever you want. Take that little pity 20K because we all know that Bill is a little pity and he pimp. You know what I'm saying? And does what he can for whatever money. That's why they ran over there to Turkey to begin with. Because you could have went for it on BLK Prime. They would have been happy to have you, but they didn't have enough money to pay you because you want a cajillion dollars for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about he's trying to pimp the game, but from what I can tell, people are tired of him. He's not paying people like he's supposed to be paying, trainers included, which is probably why he keeps switching trainers so goddamn much. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's I'm not going to say a horrible businessman, but Devin, if he found somebody who really could do this, and that was another thing I had a problem with them with. Why the fuck y'all ain't never go to Al Heyman? What's with all y'all black fighters going to Top Rank and going to Eddie Hearn? Why y'all don't go to Al, bro? Y'all know y'all gonna get y'all most money over there because y'all getting back and included. Why don't y'all go to Al? You know what I'm saying?
Because Bill and Al had a little situation through the music industry again. Like I said, they be having a little situation with Al Heyman and shit, but they know Al not gonna fake it. That's why I fuck with Godfather Al. He not gonna fake it and none of that shit. So, they feel like Bill, he feel like he's a smooth talker. He feel like he can overtalk the white man. Let's just be realistic and call it for what it is. He feel like I can talk the white man. That's why when you get on camera, he speak the way he's speaking. I'm not knocking him now. Let me not say, okay, I'm knocking him doing what he's doing. It's the fight game, get your money, feed your family. I'm not gonna step on no toes at all. But what I'm saying is keep it real. Like when me and his ass went at it on my channel, I got in his ass. He know it, right? And everybody saw it because he was capping. Like your ass capping, and you can't go around like I ain't a nigga you can smooth talk or you can double talk or say one thing and get over and try to leave. Nah, you ain't gonna get all that shit on me. I'm gonna bring your ass right back to where we started at, and you gonna answer this question as much as you try to get away from it. So, and let me just touch on that, Queen, that sparring session, right? You got a man flying in, thinking he going to a fight to watch Adrian Broner fight, ain't in good shape. You know what I'm saying? Who knows on God earth what he been doing? I said he been drinking and smoking out of that shit. And he
Who?
Tank. We got Tank.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, he
yeah.
to that bitch street clothes on, right? Not expecting him to do nothing. And then as soon as Floyd see him, oh, you gonna spoil a motherfucker that's in shape, training, right? Just because they had a little situation. And he get in there and really knocked his ass out. Cause 16-ounce gloves and 8 ounce is totally different motherfucking gloves. And that shot he hit Devin ass with, he was knocked out. That was a knockout shot. And they know that was a knockout shot. So it's like Tank getting there, like you said, this nigga sneaking in front behind. I'm talking about ain't budging him, ain't doing nothing. Your success came out when Tank got tired, bro. He got fatigue in there as he should, nigga. He coming out the streets, ain't doing shit. I ain't been trained, ain't doing nothing, motherfucker. Okay, I ain't in no goddamn shape. Your ass in here training, sparring. You in the best shape. Then you younger, so you damn shit. Not saying Tank was old, so I don't want to know bullshit. But you in the best shape of your goddamn life. Of course you gonna have more energy and win than me, motherfucker. I'm not no robot, right? So you start getting a little few shots off, but we seen, like you said, whenever Tank started walking that boy, touching that boy, we just seen the difference in the shots. And these 16-ounce gloves on, we seen the difference in the shots, knocking your goddamn head back, got your ass going to the ropes, and all that shit. So I don't even want that sparring shit. They were so happy that second part came out because that first part showed Devin getting his ass kicked around that ring. Them motherfuckers damn near, I'm talking about, lost their life for real.
Yeah, well, that's what they get. And once again, that's Bill running his mouth, talking about we beat Tank up in sparring. So I don't know if it was Mayweather messy ass that dropped the clip or what, but the clip got released, whatever the case may be. And we all saw what we saw. So you saw they quickly shifted the conversation to, well, we wanted 20,000, but yeah, he signed Tank. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. Like, I wish people would stop trying to say that Mayweather is the reason Tank is who he is. No, Tank is the reason he is who he is. Mayweather may have brought our eyes to him, but Tank keeps our eyes on him because of his performances. All of these guys had an opportunity to be with Mayweather. Look at Africa. Africa was on the shelf for 2 years. Ain't nobody still checking for his ass. He got a fight coming up, and I guess what? I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I just wish they would stop trying to take this man's credit away from him. Like he don't work hard. Like he ain't come up in the gym. Like his punching power ain't his punching power. I was watching clips of Tank as a little kid. He hit some little kid. The little kid was like, I don't want to fight no more. You know what I'm saying? That's as a little kid. So can you imagine once he gets his grown man strength that once again Devin is probably still waiting for Amazon Prime to ship him because he clearly ain't got the shit yet. You know what I'm saying? I felt like him and Shakur would have been a good fight. Whatever the case may have been with them, that would have been a good fight for both of them to have on their resumes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I just feel like I don't know what Devin is going to do. I feel like he really is stuck between a rock and a hard place. And like you said, maybe he goes back down to 140, but he was killing himself to be at 140, if you ask me. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand how they think he's going to fare well. Going up in weight classes, probably getting closer to his natural weight will probably harm him less body wise and training wise, but that ain't going to help him when it comes to that ring because them boys is punching.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So
I
I
think,
don't know.
so that, like I say, if it ain't Ryan or Brody, I think it's gonna be another catch weight against somebody that they handpick. Like I
Yeah, low hanging fruit for sure.
really feel that.
Low hanging fruit for sure. And
Touch on,
and then just huh?
I say I want to touch on one thing before we get out of here too, Teo, because I ain't touched on his peon
Oh
ass.
yeah, thank you. I was just about to go there. So what do you think we're gonna do about Teo Racist ass? And
Now,
do you believe he said liquor or the hard ER?
I know he said a hard, we know it.
Uh-huh.
Like we know,
Mm-hmm.
like I say, listen, Teo been doing these little antics all the way since. Remember when they was with Triller and Floyd took his date. Remember, they started showing like they been showing the colors, but when Floyd took his date with Triller, when he was on Triller and made him move his date, him and his daddy, they started that shit then. All the way from then, they started, you know what I mean, talking about blacks and showing their little true colors and shit. Like I said, if this was a one time, 2 time incident thing, I'm like, okay, this nigga just doing that for promotion. You know, like we see what it is. But no, this how his ass really, really feel. Him and his little
Punk ass daddy.
alcoholic ass. I had an alcoholic. I know an alcoholic when I see one. No, rest my pop
You
soul.
know, more than alcohol. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I ain't gonna go into all of that because I don't, I ain't never been there with him. But I'm telling you right now, honey, I feel like he be having a party in his nose too, baby.
He do. His ass, they be feeling it. Hell yeah. And his son said. So I just look at it like this. Like, if it ain't a black, like you say, it might not be Boots. It ain't even got to be Boots. I feel like it's other fighters out there that I think standing on
But
is,
who do you think can do it for us? Like, who you think will help us out with that? Because I need Tio to get his ass mollywopped.
I say, I got to go down the line, the list, and check it out to see. Because I need somebody that's going to be like a macho, like that want to hurt your ass type of fighter. We don't want no little punchers. I mean, certain little boxers that can outbox you and make you cry, because that's all this punk ass gonna do is cry when you lose. I
Mhm.
brutal, like nigga. He want to get punched in the face. Like I want you to punch me in the face. That way I can, you know what I'm saying? I can take it to give it type of ass fighter. And I think it's gonna be somebody at 47 that can do it. It's gonna be one of them rough and tough ass fighters. So, like I say,
Brian Norman, you think he could do it?
what was that?
Brian Norman?
I think Brian Norman can do it. I think Boots can do it. Like I said, I don't think he go get the Boots fight though. Like I don't think Boots go even try to. I think which I won't mind it. I pray that it happen, right? But I do think Brian Norman can walk his ass down and hurt his ass. I don't think he can hurt Brian Norman. I don't think his punching power moved up to 47. His punching power, he look.
Nope, it didn't.
His athleticism is leaving him. He think he's better than what. Like I said, I give him credit for the little shit he did at 35 and then coming up beating Josh Taylor. But even Josh Taylor was going down the drain. Like he want Josh Taylor of Josh Taylor. He want tornado. That motherfucker turned into a little rainstorm. He want no god.
The last fight that I'm giving him credit for is Loma. That's the last fight I'm giving Teofimo credit for.
Yeah. So when I feel like he go up there to 47, like his punching power don't carry up. He's really fucking delusional. He's really delusional. So that's why I want to get his delusional ass in there. And shout out to my boy Low Nose Boxing. I don't want to give him a plug, but he a cool dude. But he said the realest shit on this channel where he's not agreeing. He's not, because he's a big time T.O. fan. I'm talking about big time. He ain't
Hmm.
rooting for T.O., but like you said, I grew up with real brothers and things of that nature. And he don't agree with all them antics and shit. And T.O. tripping. He out his goddamn mind, and that's why I like to hear fans like that get on his ass, don't just ride with him. Like I said, I'm not telling y'all not to root for the Negro. If that's who I want to root for, that's your favorite fighter, root for him. But when he say shit like that, hold his ass accountable and get on his ass, bro. Because when that just shows me, how y'all feel. But he got in his ass, and I just can't wait to see. Because I'm telling you, somebody really physically beat his ass again, he's done. Mentally, he's gonna be done. He's gonna be done. Ain't no coming back. I could just tell the type of person he is. Ain't no coming back. He gonna be shell shocked. He gonna be fucked up mentally, and he is somebody that I hope. I ain't gonna wish that on no goddamn body, but his little peon ass, he gonna get what he got coming to him. It's gonna be 10 times fold. Cause ain't nobody disrespect his ass. Ain't nobody did nothing wrong to him. You been hating on black fighters for the longest, trying to get some clout off going that way. So somebody like you that's really looking for it, how we say Queen in the Hood, take your ass out there looking for it, you gonna find it. He's going out there looking for it, and he gonna find exactly what he's looking for. And when he do, he ain't gonna like none of it. And it's gonna be 10 times fold. They gonna tear his ass down. Watch.
Shout out to my sister 2 Cents in the Cash App. I really appreciate y'all so much for even rocking with your girl. I know I'm long winded as hell, but I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here. I just wanted to see, who we all thought could whoop T.O. ass for us because I'm about sick to death for him. But I have to say, money, I agree. I think the next time he get his butt whooped, that's why I think I need him to get like a real good butt whooping so we can make no doubt about it. Like you are finished because him and his damn daddy. I am sick of him. And I don't know if you saw them at the press conference. T.O. sitting up there with that damn Hannibal Lecter mask on, and his daddy sitting up there looking like Grandpa Gangster. Both of them just looking like two damn fools. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
he,
It's a bunch of bullshit going on, But I need him to get his ass whooped. I mean, thoroughly embarrassed. And I want Tank to do it, but I think that T.O.'s too far up now. Like draining himself back down to 135 is probably going to be too much for him because he probably was at 135 like the rest of them way too damn long. And then at 140, you can always tell by how quickly they move up that they was at one particular weight class too damn long. Because what Devin had 2 fights at 140, well, one fight and then a fight at 143 with Ryan, but 2 fights at 140 and all of a sudden now you're at 144, really supposed to be at 147. So you can tell they're shrinking themselves down. But I'm just really like realistically, and I seen that Keyshawn said something like he want to fight him, but I don't know if Keyshawn got enough pop on that punch to do what I really need done. You know what I'm saying? Like I need him laid out flatline. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm,
Like I'm sick to death of that boy.
yeah, Keyshawn ain't punching like that. Like I said, I'm with you. He going to might win on the cards, but I want a brutal beating. Like I want his ass to get beat, like make
Yeah, me
quit
too.
quit on the. I want his ass to get knocked out cold, but I want him I want him to feel like he want to quit on the Poppy. Poppy, I want his ass, I want his ass in that type of pain where he want to quit on the stool type shit. That's what I want from his ass. Like seriously, like I want him to. And if his fans out there listening, yes, I want him to get his ass beat to a bloody pulp. Period.
Nah, that's what you need. Shout out to my brother D1 in the Cash App. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, nah, he need his ass whooped. And I don't know, you didn't probably watch his live where he went up there saying that he said liquor and not the hard ER. You should have seen how many of his fans were supporting him and riding with him and just talking crazy. I just happen to be looking because you always kind of want to see. Like I like to see what people say and think when they don't think nobody's watching.
Right.
That's how I feel like you get the real person and who they truly are. And I was just like, oh, okay, so that's how we moving. Like so many people supporting that type of activity. So that's why I'm like, oh, so this is why he does this. He's like, oh, I don't know if you see what he said about my dad. Like my nigga, he called your father a drunk. That's nothing horrible. Your father is a drunk. He's probably, you know what I mean, play with that nose candy too. Let's call it what it is. You
Know
know
it.
what I'm saying?
Know it. He
So I don't know, man. I just want him. I need him to get his ass whooped. That's all I know.
We know one thing, Queen. It only hurt when it's true. We know that
Yep,
it only hurt when it's true. That's all it is.
yep. But you know what? That was all I had. You got anything else? That's pretty much all I had today. I just had those three questions. I wanted to see who could help me answer those questions and see if we can, get some type of clarity. So you think, for the record, you think Devin needs to go back to 140, right?
I think he gonna stay at. I think he gonna stay at trying to do catch weights, right? I think if push come to shove, if it's a big fight, I think he'll go to 140. If it's a big fight at 47 with a big name that can punch, they not go. They go do all that like they want it, but they go find a way around that shit. So I honestly think myself, like I said, if it ain't Ryan or Rolly, somebody that's coming up with them through the weight classes, I think they gonna try to catch somebody else at a catch weight and somebody like you say low hanging fruit that they can hand pick that they know they go out there and look good against and get another check.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree 100%. He needs to figure out where he's going to be. Like you said, they probably going to continue to do catch weights while calling out the boys at 147. I don't think he'll call out Brian Norman Jr. because I watched that interview that Brian Norman Jr. did with Mill City, and he said that they were friends or something like that, or he knows them, he knows their father, some nonsense. So he probably know that Brian Norman Jr. thumped with him, so he probably not going to call him out, but probably continue to call out Boots. You know what I'm saying? While going in the other direction, or like you said, fighting low hanging fruit. But I'll take him and Teo, although I think Teo whoops his ass. You know what I'm saying? Him and Ryan need to happen, and I don't think they'll fight Rolling. So I mean, what options does he really have?
They gonna make one now that Ryan lost and they feel like, oh, that's the reason he lost. Get him a little more confidence to go out there. So we'll see in the future. We'll see, and we'll get on his ass if it's some bullshit. But
That's a fact.
they gonna act like he fighting motherfucking Superman. Oh, Dev got the right to do this. Oh, Dev can do this, and Dev the only one that's taking chances. Dev did this.
Oh,
Dev
please.
deserved this. Dev deserved that. Nobody's fighting Dev. Dev is the youngest to do this. Dev is the young. All that bullshit.
That's exactly what it is. A bunch of bullshit. Because Devin ain't doing a damn thing. And he was another one that I thought his career was pretty much crafted very well. As we can see when he got in there with Ryan, what happened. You know what I'm talking about? So
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep them in my damn prayers because Bill need a comb and Devin need to go down a yellow brick road and get some goddamn courage or something because that shit that happened Friday, that ain't it.
and
Let's hope he can shake that ring rust off or whatever that case may be. See who his next selected opponent is gonna be and see what they can do with that. He gonna have to do something though. He gonna have to get back in there with Ryan. If you want me to believe that Osterring is the only reason he whooped your ass, if you hanging your hat on that, then you gonna have to get back in there and prove that to me.
Hell yeah. But let me
You know
shout
what I'm saying?
you real for being tough skinned it. Fuck being long winded because it's your channel and you can say whatever the fuck you want to say on your channel.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope that they drop that lawsuit if they want to fight Ryan again, especially the unwanted touching part. That's a little creepy and weird. But going forward, I hope that they, you know what I'm saying, they can really get whatever the hell they think Devin got going on. Hopefully, they can get that back because right now it's completely gone. And I don't know if it's just his confidence or what, or if or do you feel that he's really done as a fighter?
No, I don't feel like he's done. I feel like we know what it is mentally. We know boxing 80% mental. It's mentally like it's gonna, like you said, it's gonna take for him to get cracked on that goddamn chin to see if he can. Like he can't take it. Like I don't care what nobody say. Like I said on my channel, because a lot of people keep talking about he got a chin because he got up twice. He got a chin. That's not chin. That's having a heart, bro. You get your a granite chin and somebody that crack you, even if you might get wobbled or hurt, you don't go down. That's a chin. Like goddamn, he took that shit right on the chin, bro. Hey, he stood on his feet. That's what you call a chin. Not a motherfucker who get knocked on the ground and then get knocked on the ground again and really got knocked on the ground 3 times. And just because you getting up, his chin strong as hell. Hell no, you getting this motherfucker chin knocked loose. That's why that motherfucker was swollen. He said it wasn't broken, but I bet you it was what's the word, not broken. That motherfucker
Nah, fractured. Nah, that shit was broke, bro. That shit looked like he had a jaw. That nigga looked like he had a jawbreaker in the side of his cheek, yo, or a golf ball or something. That side of his face was,
had something, nigga,
ooh,
something going on with that motherfucker. So
nah.
yeah, so
That
it's
and
mentally,
yeah, nah.
and it's gonna be him to get back mentally, especially when you're young like that. You get because everything. This social media shit can be a death wish to some of these niggas. Like to get that shit caught and to because social media on every platform for you to see your name and you to see you get your ass whooped like you got your ass whooped and to see yourself out there getting mean like a mother. Cause I ain't gonna lie, Bill, before they started talking about the Oscar and shit, if you see the live stream Queen after that fight, how that nigga was looking, I'm talking about you would have thought, I ain't gonna say because I think it's, but you would have thought somebody in this family died. The way that nigga was answering, yeah, it's, you go out there, you win some, you lose some. That nigga, I'm talking about, wasn't the Bill that was talking all that shit? Do I lie? Humble his ass the Muslim because I don't know y'all shit. But whatever they be speaking, I'm talking about his ass with him. God is the best planner, and he don't make mistakes. And yeah, we gonna take it. Yeah, And if my son decide, I told that nigga, well, if my son decide to fire me, he's the boss. Yeah, you ain't do shit. You got your son ass kicked. If he decide to fire me, he's the boss. And I'm just gonna take it, and I gotta do whatever. What I say, this nigga Bill, this motherfucker. And them fans didn't. The fans didn't give a damn. They on his ass. I like it to see that. Shit. I ain't gonna see that for a lie to you. Yes, I
Hey,
did.
Big dog Willie, what's up? Hold on. What's up, King Asia? How you doing?
Hey, salute.
Oh,
Hello. You got a lot of background noise, babe.
Yeah, I'm downtown. My bad.
It's okay. What's up? You wanted to add something?
I was just coming in, just show some support. You out of the YouTube jail, huh?
Oh, okay. I appreciate you. Big Dog Willie, what you got? Because I know you coming up here to cap again. What's up?
oh, here we go. Damn, they ain't even get no on Mother's Day. You can't be nice. I guess I'll have to be nice to you on Mother's Day. So
That's
I guess.
right. You got it the other way around. You somebody's mother? What I gotta be nice to you for who baby you carry?
Yeah.
No. What's up?
this ain't keep
Okay.
up.
No. Hey, well, I'm gonna respond to Teo. Teo, that's Devin's work. Devin needs to whoop Teo's ass. That's who
No,
needs to whoop his ass because they've been going at each other for how many years?
How you figure that's Devin's work? Devin
Because
can't
they because
handle Tio.
Devin and Teo, man, it doesn't. Man,
man. This after
Teo is.
this after
Go
Devin.
ahead. Go ahead.
This after Devin, you gonna be calling those niggas for the rest of the motherfucking his life.
I'm trying to tell you, he called Devin the N-word to his face. He ain't
Yeah,
do
I
nothing.
that nigga from a tree. Let me stop playing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I hung him from a tree. You see it, and I stuck a banana. And he gonna be boy. No, we need some rough, tough, rugged, street fighting, beat pounding bullies. Like to get punched in the face, want to see blood so they can give it type of Negro on his ass. That's what we want.
You want him to just get destroyed, huh?
destroy. That's what he do. Destroy.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
hear you. I hear you. I hear what you guys are saying. I just think that I think he'll be humiliated. I think that he'll be dead. I think he'll be sad as hell or just bad out if Devin whoop his ass.
I don't see that actually happening. I don't see that as a possibility. Do you think Devin could beat him?
Yeah, I think Devin can beat him. Yeah, I think man, Devin, if he can get out his funk, out of his whatever he's going on with his head, he'd be fine. I just don't. I just. I mean, I like Devin. His daddy's a different question, but I like Devin. I like Devin as a person and a fighter. Um, his dad is something else, but yeah, I mean, I think he can beat Teo. Teo's athletic. He has good skills, but he's not as skilled as Devin. When Devin wouldn't turn it on, Devin can turn it on.
That would be one of the most unpredictable fights. Because just like we was talking recently, like a few weeks ago, Ty, you said you don't know what Tio would show up, and I said, well, I don't know what Devin would show up. So we don't know which one of those fighters would show up if they fought each other. We could get like 10 different scenarios based off their past performance.
120% right, Ken. Glad, brother. And that, but at this point, I think Tio is in a more better position to beat Devin and Devin them to beat. And if Devin wins, it's gonna be on points. Like we said, we don't think Keyshawn got the power to beat his ass like we want. Devin damn sure don't got the power. We just gonna outpoint him, and he still gonna talk his shit. He gonna say he got robbed by the NIGGERs. They want to see them win over him. He ain't gonna do that but have more answers. We want his ass in that motherfucker looking like Rocky apologizing. Fuck.
Yeah, word. That's what I need. I don't need a nigga to outpoint
Money, I
me.
hear what you're
I
saying. I
need,
hear when you put it like that. I
I
hear what
need
you're saying,
him put
Money.
him. Yeah, I need him put down damn points. I need him put down. Like I need somebody to like rock his shit from the first bell to the last bell, or until he quit on the stool, or until he laying there. Like I need somebody to rock him for real. You know what I'm talking about? And I don't think it's gonna be Devin. Devin can't get that done for me. I think that Keyshawn would try, but in the end, I don't think Keyshawn will be successful. Like I need somebody to really like, cause he bruise easy anyway. So I need both of my eyes shut. I need that bell pepper nose of his broke. Like I need him hurt.
Hey, you know who he reminds me of? Like how Tia trying to be my Mayorga.
Nah, I think
Okay.
I think he wants to be Mayorga. I didn't say he is, but I think he wants to be Mayorga. That dude that just talk a bunch of shit.
Oh, you know what? All things may be. What y'all think about Blair Cobb? Y'all think Blair Cobb could do it?
Fuck no, Blair Cobb plays around in the ring too much.
Exactly.
Um,
Well, I might have came in late. What weight division are we speaking? We talking about 147?
47,
ain't that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if he's calling out Boots, he's saying, hey, he's Dora.
Boots
What he
ain't
say?
gonna fight that nigga. Boots is not thinking about no T.O. And I doubt T.O. really want to fight no damn
Well,
No,
Boots.
Tia ain't gonna
we're
try to find
just
no boots.
entertaining that. What you're saying. Who would do the damage to him? And he said something. He's Dora the Explorer. He's looking for Boots.
yeah, he said,
Okay, bag of what you say. So that coming to fruition. Yeah, I think Boots will be the one that'll grant you that wish.
You don't think
And
Brian Norman Jr. could do it?
yeah. Just in a short answer, knee jerk answer, yes.
he
You
trying to
know,
be macho. That's what he trying to be, bro.
I
You
didn't
say
hear
you
you say
trying to be
that.
macho? Say that again, Money Round.
Yeah, Hector Camacho. That's what TL be trying to be. Trying to
yeah, he ain't no Camacho. Camacho's not that bad. Camacho wasn't coming out like that though.
that's what he trying to
I
be.
think more
He did call
Mayorga.
Sugar Red niggas, but that was back then.
But I
I
ain't
don't
saying
know if y'all remember that.
nah. I do, bro. Like 120. That's what I said. That's what. That's I'm
Oh,
saying.
and salute to you, Money Brown. I ain't mean no disrespect with getting on here and then not
Oh,
address me.
I love my bro. As long as you touch,
Mute up, King here. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we've been on here about 3 hours. It has been a lovely conversation. My questions were semi-answered. Then we had Big Dog coming up here capping for his man. So I appreciate you, Big Dog. Came
Appreciate
up
you
here
too.
doing diddy
All
bopping
right.
and flip flopping for your mans. I
Oh,
appreciate you.
here we go. Well, you know you
I
got
appreciate you.
the only angel in boxing is Tank, so I didn't know that. So, but yeah, I hear
Listen,
you.
the
hey,
king, baby. You better believe it. Nah. My actual favorite fighter, y'all know, is Roy Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? like want to in the mix. But the king is Roy Jones Jr. Just so we
Love,
don't get it
love,
confused.
I love Roy with a passion. I'm talking about Roy did, man. I just don't like Roy when he got to talk about Earl and shit, but he cleared that up as well. But the shit Roy did in the ring would never, and Floyd even at the man, he stole some of Roy's style. Like the way Roy approached every fight, King of the Hill, wanted the best of the best. Went up like everybody said, Roy would have retired after winning the heavyweight shit. That nigga be the greatest of all time, hands
Yeah, he would
down.
have.
Yeah. And
They
Yeah, he
that's the
would have.
thing that's why I want some of these guys to get rid of some of these O's because look at Roy Jones Jr. What he lost 10 times, 60, 66 fights, 70 something fights. But still, you whooped 60 niggas ass. You know what I'm saying? Look at Oscar. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you can't be afraid to get in there and fight. And Oscar got some names on his resume. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. These guys, they just gotta nut up. You know, that's about it. They gotta nut
Them
up.
days are over, man. Them days are over. People like,
You think so?
yeah, because it's just too much media, and these cats scared to take a loss, man. They get one loss and they get depressed and want to hide out for a year and shit. You know, yeah.
That's why niggas feel like their careers. You take one loss, nigga, they feel like their career is over. That's why I say when it comes to the fans are just different with this social media shit. Like they not like us. Like we know, like I said, you can get in there and fight a motherfucker. You can fight him tooth and nail, and you might lose. But the with the people like the Queen said, you can gain millions of fans, bro, and they thought you won the fight. Like it's not about, but they don't look at it like that this way. They look at it like, oh shit, I lose my money go down. I don't get no fan base. They go dog me out on social media. I got to they not mentally tough. Nowadays they feel like they just gotta have skills and that's just it. You know what I'm saying? They don't even go out there. Some of these motherfuckers don't even follow the fundamentals of boxing. They just, want to like that, but they
Hey,
fail.
money. You know who my favorite fighter is? One of them is Caleb Plant. You know, he took some L's. He's always out there
Yeah, I
fighting his
rock a
ass
white
off.
chocolate. I rock a white chocolate too.
He's
Yeah,
fighting his
Caleb
ass
Plant
off
will
every
fight
single
you.
time he's out there.
He got a fight coming too, the 31st.
Yeah, him and Jamal Charlo on the same card. They trying to make that fight happen. Jamal and
Yeah.
K.
Jamal gonna get his
Yeah,
ass whooped.
But I
don't do
wanted to
that.
ask
Don't do
Money.
that. Don't do that. Don't
I
do
want to
that.
ask Money Brown something about based off his last commentary. Based off what you said, do you feel that applies to Earl Spence as well? You know, I'm a Spence fan as as well.
Tell you, bro. Hell yeah, bro. Like Earl took that loss and just disappeared on. Like I hit him. We talked a few times out behind the scenes and shit, right? I wasn't getting no boxing shit up out of him. You know what I'm saying? Just checking on him, how you doing and shit like that. You know,
Right.
well, I really was asking about Derrick James and shit, and I ain't gonna put that out there. But he was, say he was looking for a coach, so I'm thinking he come back. But it's like, yes, even though he been through everything that he been through, but it's like, brother, you not giving us shit. Like, okay, like Bomac, I just had a little back and forth with Bomac. He talking about the I say, I know you hold on to it, but you can only hold on to it because you only good as your last fight. Shit, Earl ain't came back, gave us nothing. So when you say Earl Smith's name, you can only remember the last thing he done is the Terrence Crawford shit. So it's like, and I think Earl, he tough. I feel like he over it now, but in the beginning, yes, it was fucking with his ass to the utmost, bro. But now, you can tell when somebody's over it, bro. When they start watching boxing again, they start getting back on social media every day and things of that nature. You can tell they got out of their skin. But fighting wise, like, yeah, my nigga, when you coming back? Like, or if you coming back, because if you 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you might as well just stay out. Because you don't want to come back and lose to a motherfucker that you're supposed to beat. And it's really you know what I'm saying? You don't want to end your career that way. So I think that's probably what it is for him. How, you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, just not knowing nigga made enough money. So it's gonna come back. But shit, hell yeah, you take that L, man. That shit left on you. And
Mute up, King.
he still got a fan base that like his fan base ain't going nowhere, bro.
Right. I'm
Mute.
still riding with her. I just wonder was he under cut from that cloud like you say. Once he lost his O, he feel
Yeah,
like everything is over. I feel he still had something in the tank. He just had to adjust some things. I know he was going through his coaching situation, his training situation rather, and probably a few other health issues. But I feel like he still had the heart to compete, and he
yeah,
still was a high level contender.
yeah, I give him that, but it's just like that ass whooping his link, bro. You looking at it, so I think it just took time for him to let his body heal, because that was a beating, bro. I gotta keep it true. That was a beating my nigga took.
Yeah, but I don't think that was any worse than I think physically. I don't think it was any worse than them car accidents he had. But I think mentally and kind of he was embarrassed. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? More than anything, I don't think it had anything to do with his physicality because he had already been in 2 car accidents. What eye surgery, this one, that one. So I mean, physically, you know what I'm saying. I'm sure that it took him a while to heal up, but I'm sure he was physically healed a lot faster than he was mentally and emotionally healed from that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
So
was a cold beating. That was a beating.
I
Yeah.
mean, you putting a lot on it. We're not gonna do all of
Yeah,
that.
I don't even
But
want.
No, he got beat up.
All right,
yeah, we're
I
not
mean,
gonna do all of that. We're
Big
not
dog,
gonna do all of that.
I'm just saying, how many times we got to hear that? What say it in Russian the next time you say it. Let's hear a different,
yeah,
you
I
know.
mean, people, they a little, listen, people a little sensitive, Big Dog Willie. I don't want to have security walk you to your car
and I
because you
want.
went here talking crazy about Earl Spence. Now, just we know what happened. We ain't got to keep talking about that. We're gonna let that be what it is. Now,
I just watch on YouTube.
Man in wheelchair pull
mm,
up on a guy in Washington, shoots him 5 times for talking about a guy in boxing. And gets out of
yeah,
But yeah,
all
we're gonna
right.
let you get up out of here, y'all. We can hold this one
Yeah,
down.
yeah. All right, Ty.
All right,
Yeah,
all
I
right,
Yeah, have
appreciate
fun.
y'all so much, and I appreciate everybody for coming through, showing love and support. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. To all the mothers, y'all go get pampered, and I will see you guys next time.
all right,
All right.
big dog. Will I Money Brown? Salute, Ty.